priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too. Get an instant cash offer for your trade at FolsomLakeHonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Time out for your 49ers report, brought to you by Jeremy Winter, attorney at law. He cares because he's been there. Brock Purdy injured his right elbow with just under 2 minutes to play in the Niners' 40-34 loss to Detroit on Monday night in Santa Clara. Kyle Shanahan did not provide much information after the game on Purdy's injury, and his status for next week's season finale versus Arizona at this time is uncertain.
Serious accident. You deserve the law offices of Jeremy Winter. 877-637-3237. Jeremy lost his mother in a car accident and knows firsthand the pain caused by tragedy. That is why he became an attorney to fight for others who are going through a tragedy. If you've been seriously injured in an accident, you deserve more. You deserve better. You deserve Jeremy Winter. 877-637-3237.
The new year is upon us with promises of new beginnings and new adventures, but don't let 2024 slip away without savoring the memories made with family and friends. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a Nature Wood Furniture. Looking forward is always exciting, but I have a lot to appreciate in this past year, revolving around time with family and really good time spent around my Naturewood dining table. Watching my grandson with his first bite of birthday cake was priceless and reminds me that new life is the perfect balance between yesterday and today. Greet the new year with a visit to Naturewood Home Furnishings during their annual New Year's sale going on now, including all the fine furniture and accessories in every department. How about a new style for the new year? Find that perfect piece of furniture that's new today and filled with future memories for tomorrow. The memories you make with your family will stay with you forever. Naturewood Home Furnishings. Off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for American Energy Heating and Air with a question. Have you recently had a technician diagnose your HVAC system and you were a bit surprised at how much it cost? Or did something seem off about their quote? Because at American Energy, they take pride in giving you honest, straightforward solutions to get that system up and running. Have their qualified technicians come out and give you a free second opinion. It's free. You got nothing to lose but some dollars off of that original quote. They're making the uncomfortable comfortable. They've been doing it since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. That's why they keep having customers coming back for more and more and more. You can call them and set that appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
KHD 1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, Sacktown Sports 1140. Feeding your passion for local sports in the afternoon. It's the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Drake on your radio at 1140 a.m.
Streaming audio at SacktownSports.com and the Sacktown Sports app.
You can also watch the show on YouTube at Sacktown Sports 1140. Here are the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Drake.
And the happiest of Fridays to you. It's Kyle Draper, Whitey Gleason from the Golden One Center. Drapes, this is a kind of an anxiously exciting night. You got a Kings team that's trying to salvage the season. They're playing better. You got that against the backdrop of the trade deadline. And then you got Devin Carter potentially making his debut tonight. So this is a really, really interesting night.
Yeah, a lot of emotions going on into this one. Obviously, everybody's excited about the team winning 2 in a row. You got a good Memphis team. Even though they're shorthanded, they've been playing some good basketball as of late. And then it's the guy we've been talking about and waiting for all season long, ever since he was drafted back in June, set to make his Kings debut. And I'll say this too, Whitey. If he was playing for the Stockton Kings these first couple of games and scored 6 points and 4 points, I don't know if the excitement would be as high. But he's handled his business so far through his couple of games down there in Stockton. So people are excited to see young Devin Carter.
Yeah, last night he had 17 points, 12 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 blocks, 2 steals in Stockton's win over the Memphis Hustle. But RJ, who keeps us on the air here, RJ was doing the game last night at Stockton. He says late in that game, Devin Carter kind of tweaked his ankle a little bit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but he says he's okay. So hopefully we'll get to see him tonight.
Yeah, and I wonder, how do you put him in the rotation if you're Doug Christie? Do you get him some early minutes, maybe mid-second quarter? Like, when's going to be his debut? And whose minutes is he taking? I don't think Keegan will go tonight. I haven't looked at the latest injury report, but he was doubtful. I don't think Keegan will go. So it looks like Keon will probably get the start again. And so maybe that opens up some minutes at that guard position off the bench.
Mm-hmm. And that gets back to, okay, exactly what kind of player is Devin Carter. I remember when we were, before the draft, going over all the scouting reports, one of the things that stood out about him is he's a guy that does everything well. But he's 6'3", plays point guard. He played primarily point guard. With Stockton, he can play off the ball, but he's got that, Jay loves him because he's got that 6'9.5" wingspan. So it's like another one of these players like, well, what position even is he? So whose minutes would he take?
Yeah, he's a combo guard.
Yeah.
Some 1-2. I don't look at him as, a true point guard in the sense as he's running the offense. He can handle the ball some, but when you got Domantas Sabonis out there, you don't necessarily need, a Chris Paul type point guard. He's more of a combo guard. And, you mentioned his numbers. His defense is legit too. I mean, he's a dog out there.
He spotted a shot. Somebody took a 3 in the corner.
Yeah.
Swatted it.
His hustle and his compete level is something we've been talking about with this Kings team. And I think that's why, Monty and Wes and those guys drafted him. Sure, Big East player of the year, that kind of thing, put up some numbers, but his heart, man, his competitive instincts out there, I think are huge. And, when he's out on the court, Doug talked about bench players. When you're out there, lay it all on the line, leave it all because you might not. Well, he's that kind of guy. Mm-hmm. He's going to lay it all on the line out there. No doubt about it.
Mm-hmm. I happened to see some of the interview he did post game last night because Deuce and Mo did the game.
Yeah.
So they were interviewing Devin Carter after the game, of course, and Deuce says something about, and he's looking at his, roster, and he says, "Okay, Devin, so you're 6'2", and Devin Carter goes 6'3". And Deuce is like, "Oh, I'm sorry. It says
my
you're listed
here.
6'2". We'll have to change that.
Oh,
anyway, yeah, as you say, had a big opening night with them, and then last night didn't shoot the ball especially well, except he did hit 4 out of 10 threes.
Yeah.
So I don't know, to answer your question, like you say, maybe some token minutes at the end of a quarter here or there, just to let him get his feet wet and then see what you got.
And I think you're right about that. Let's play out the game. We know Fox and Ellis will get the start tonight. Kevin Huerter will be the first guard off the bench at, roughly around the 6-minute mark or so. Maybe the final 3 minutes of the first, you give young Devin Carter some minutes out there. And so I'm excited. I will temper some of the expectations, though. I mean, based on social media and everybody, we expected this dude to come out here and be rookie LeBron or something like that, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Lou Alcindor. And so, it's going to be his first NBA action. He's going to be going against, better players, a better defensive system, just more physicality on this level.
This ain't the Memphis hustle that he's playing tonight.
Exactly. So, but I'm excited. I can't wait for the ovation when this guy checks in the game. I'm on pre and post and halftime today. I wish I was calling this one because when he checks in for that first time, dude, it's going to be crazy in here.
Yeah, one of the things that's so intriguing about it is we don't even know what he represents in terms of the Kings and their future. Is he a building block going forward? Is he a guy that you want to hang on to because if De'Aaron Fox decided he wanted to leave, would Devin Carter be his replacement? Or do you want to play him to kind of showcase him because the Nets want him? I'm not suggesting any of that is true. I don't know, but it just speaks to where the franchise is right now. There's so many things swirling around the team.
Yeah, it's a lot, and we're less than 5 weeks away from the trade deadline. And, I'll go on record, and this is just my opinion. I don't think De'Aaron Fox is going to be dealt. I'm going to just say that right now.
Sure doesn't look like it.
I think they're, you brought up 4 scenarios yesterday. I think they're going to go all in trying to make this team better and a Western Conference contender here over the next 5 weeks or so. Mm-hmm. And so I don't see any tear down or blow up or rebuild or anything like that coming. I could be wrong. And I'm sure you guys will have the receipts if I'm wrong. But, based on, how I feel, I just don't think that would be the prudent move to go right now. You're still in it, Whitey. I think you're 4.5 out of the 6 spot or something like that. 2.5 out of the 8 or something. Like you're still right there is what I'm saying. And I understand you have a tough schedule coming up, the Milwaukees, the Bostons of the world. But if you take care of these next 3, 2 of them at home for tonight and Monday, and then Golden State, you're really right back in there. And so I don't think now's the time to blow. I think it's time to add to this roster instead of sell off some pieces.
You mentioned Milwaukee. Did you see any of their game last night?
I did not get to see it. How was it?
They lost to Brooklyn 113-110. Guess who had 26 points for the Nets?
Doesn't matter. He got hurt.
He tweaked his ankle a little
hurt.
bit at the baseline.
He left with crutches, I heard.
He a little tweak.
According to reports.
He's fine.
Go ahead. Who are we talking about? Your boy Cam, right?
Yeah.
Your boy Cam.
I did. Yeah, he got a rebound right in the final seconds, and he came up hobbled a little bit. But he had a big night. Hey, I saw on my way into the arena, I saw Monty.
Did you say hi? You
No,
get any info or anything?
What? All I know is when I walked by him, he told somebody, "So we're good now." And it's like, I don't know what he So I'm like, yes, he's talking about the trade. I know.
Like the Pepsi machine is nice and cold.
I know.
It's at the perfect temperature. We're good now.
But shouldn't I be one of these guys on X and run with that?
You should. Like Sean Cunningham's video of Mike Brown and De'Aaron Fox at practice that day. Everybody's trying to read in everything, and it's exactly. Read lips and stuff like that. Hey, I'm looking up Devin Carter comparisons.
Yeah.
Bleacher Report calls him, in terms of his comparison, Brandon Pajemski type player. Is that good or bad? Is that good or bad?
Yeah. Yeah.
Remember, you got to remember the Warriors didn't want to include Pajemski in any trade this offseason, so they're super high on him. But I agree. If
he's going to be better than that.
Yeah, I think so. Let's see who else say. I heard KCP type, not shooting wise, but in terms of a two-way guy being able to impact the game on both ends of the floor. Patrick Beverly type, not like I said, but a little better offense, but gets after it defensively.
Well, if he brings any of that defensive edge that you're talking about, Doug Christie's going to love him, right? And his team, that's something they could really use.
Yeah, exactly. And I think, especially in today's day and age, man, you can never have enough perimeter defense. And a guy like that, hold up now. I just got the dreaded blue screen on my laptop. Uh-oh. And my camera went down. It's restarting my computer. Uh-oh. Oh, my gosh. Hopefully I didn't just get infected with some sort of virus. This would be a bad. I need a new laptop. I will say that. I'm in the market for a new one. But, man, hopefully it didn't crash out on me.
Oh, we're good, I'm sure. Yeah, fingers crossed.
Don't hold up, Whitey. The YouTubers got to see your boy's face, man. We're not good. It's not Monty McNair, so we're good now, right?
We're taking a 20.
Oh, all right.
Yeah,
all right.
We're coming right back with a look at the Kings' newfound fire and how it is going to be tested tonight. More on Devin Carter's debut, too, when we come back to the Gold One Center. Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports.
Malik Monk plays here.
Left, goes right, steps back, launches the three. Nothing but net. Oh, that was just filthy. Oh, my, that was sweet.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Bonneville International Radio Station contests are open to participants at least 18 years of age and older that are residents of California and who reside in one of the 6 counties that make up the Sacramento metro area, unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contest are not eligible to win. Unless the station otherwise specifies in its own discretion, persons who have won in the last 30 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. For a copy of the general contest rules, visit khtk.com.
Wesley is a truck driver.
I drive a truck and I love what I do.
A truck driver with IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Quite a few letters in the mail. They were talking about wage garnishment, coming after my house, my car. Yeah, they don't play around. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
One sleepless night, Wesley finally made a call to Optima Tax Relief at 2 a.m.
Kind of figured figured I'd get a machine, but I didn't. I actually got to talk to an actual person in the middle of the night.
He found just what he was looking for.
Oh, they were great people. You need a team of people that know what they're doing. Optima Tax, they know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Happy don't even come close. I was absolutely overjoyed.
Take Wesley's advice.
If you're in any kind of trouble with the IRS, call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
There's a reason why more and more people are coming from all over to Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Folsom, Elk Grove, Woodland, Roseville. And it's not just because they're centrally located next to Hagan Oaks Golf Course. It's because they make the car buying experience different than anywhere else. Yeah, of course they can get you a great price. That's the easy part. Where their general manager, Chuck Dean, and his team really make a difference is they don't believe you should have to sacrifice great customer service to get a great deal. Stomp on in today and see for yourself. That's Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. It's the place where a handshake still means something.
Your afternoon home for Kings Talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Yeah, there's a lot to talk about with the Kings today. And I understand.
I'm up here, Whitey.
Yeah.
Your boy is up. I don't know what happened, man.
Not currently being broadcast on the YouTube.
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll get to that. But, it's interesting, among other things with the Kings, we talked yesterday with Anthony Slater.
Yeah.
And we talked to him about, De'Aaron Fox, what's going on with De'Aaron Fox. Did you see that Spurs site picked it up and posted the video?
I saw that.
Yeah.
Our conversation with Slates yesterday, right?
So it speaks to how, we've been for the last year plus or so talking about Jeremy Grant, Kyle Kuzma, and Cam Johnson, these guys. And people around the league now are starting to talk that way about De'Aaron Fox. People in San Antonio are starting to talk about De'Aaron Fox that way. Mark Stein, Substack, did a deep dive on De'Aaron Fox. I think you have the right of it, which is ain't nothing happening now. Maybe there could be something happening in the summer, maybe depending on how things go. But anybody who right now is going, ooh, my team's going to get De'Aaron Fox at the deadline, I think you're going to be bitterly disappointed.
Yeah, and I also think too, Whitey, when you look at it, I look at the Jimmy Butler situation. Now, if De'Aaron came out and played that card, okay. But I don't think with a year and a half left on his deal, now is the time that you would even consider that. It just doesn't make sense, especially if you believe that this core, along with De'Aaron Fox, is what you want to build around and you want to you think can be great. And so, yeah, I don't think any kind of massive trade involving De'Aaron or Domas or DeMar happens in this next 5 weeks, because this core, and I'm talking those three guys, and you could throw Keegan and everything, the analytics say that they're doing pretty good. They just haven't won games, but now it's starting hopefully change. I got here. Fella, here.
There we go. Thanks.
It's like you without a box score over there. You looking all nervous over there, right?
Yeah. I think, to me, Drapes, it also speaks to the fact that De'Aaron is telling the truth when he says, I would like to stay here. Because I think if he did not want to stay here, and that doesn't mean he will, but if he did not have a desire, there we go. If he did not have a desire to stay here, he would have every reason, right now to go, yeah, I mean, you just fired the coach again, I want out. And he's not. As far as you know,
I'm not buying that, though, Whitey. I'm not buying that.
You're not buying what?
That if he did say that, that's understandable now.
No, I'm saying if he wanted out, if he wanted to leave, he could easily use that to say, oh, man.
Oh, he could use that.
Yes.
Yeah, he could use that. I wouldn't buy it, though, from, that's just me being me. But, yeah, he could, he could say, too much turmoil, too much turnover.
Yeah. If he really wanted out, he could easily play that card, and he's not. So, to me, it tells me he genuinely wants to stay here. We'll see if it works.
Well, here's the deal. Let's keep it real here, if we're going to have a real discussion, because at some point, it's going to come to a head. Like you always say, the proof is in the pudding, right? Like there will come a time where decision day happens. Offer him an extension this offseason.
Mm-hmm.
If he turns it down, is that a signal to, turning it down this last offseason? That's not a signal to me. Like I'm not worried about that if I'm Monty McNair, because I get it. I understand it. Now, if you turn it down again, go into your final year without a contract, a la Brandon Ingram, a la Anthony Davis a few years ago when he was with New Orleans, then that concerns me. Then I'm really starting to look at which direction I want to pivot. But I hope after 8 years of service here in Sacramento, when that time comes, De'Aaron is open and honest with the organization.
Yeah.
It isn't, just I'm not sure, and try to sort of like Kyrie Irving was with Boston the whole time. Oh, I'm coming back. I want to be there. I'm coming back. And then when it's actually time, boom, I'm out of here. Left them high and dry. I don't think that would happen in this situation.
Remember wasn't it Carlos Boozer with the Jazz and the Cavs? And he was they let him opt out. It's like a team option. And he said, you let me out and I will resign. And okay. And then they let him out. And then he signed with another team.
Yeah. Where'd he go? Cavs or something? Somewhere. Yeah, burned him. Exactly.
Yes.
I don't think after 8 years, that would happen in this scenario. I think, and I understand, De'Aaron doesn't owe anybody anything. The organization doesn't owe anybody. I mean, it's a business, right? But it's a certain way of conducting business, if you will. If there comes a point in time when De'Aaron knows, you know what, I'm not going to re-sign here, I would hope he would tell the organization.
Yes.
And I hope they would work with him to get him to where he would want to. Like, it's been too good of a marriage here, and I understand it's been a lot of turnover. I understand it's been some ups and downs, but I feel like the organization has been loyal to De'Aaron, and De'Aaron has been loyal to the organization. Now, if you decide to part ways on good terms, not all bitter. Like, I don't want it to end bitter.
Yeah, that's why if it does get to that point, and no matter what Mark Stein wrote today or didn't, I didn't read it. I don't think we're there yet.
Yeah.
If it gets to that point, then I think it would be in the Kings' best interest to do whatever they're going to do as quickly as possible. And I know, like you say, you want to work with De'Aaron. You can't just all right, we're just going to get rid of you. But you want to make that a clean cut, right? So you can move on with your life.
Start moving forward, if you will.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, think about it. We can look at the guy in South Beach right now, Jimmy Butler, and, look at his scenario where, I mean, we can look at James Harden in Brooklyn, James Harden in Philadelphia. Also, you let those things drag out.
Yeah.
And it really drags the organization down. And, it's a tough business that these teams, especially some of the smaller market teams like a Sacramento, like a Milwaukee with Giannis, where, they try to do everything to placate Giannis, and we'll see if it works out. But I get it. Ideally, you want to hang on to your stars because you're not going to get them in free agency. You're not going to be able to sign, LaMelo in free agency when he comes up or whoever it may be. And so you want to hang on to your star players.
Well, you mentioned Jimmy Butler. So where are we with Jimmy Butler? There are people in the area that are trying to figure out Jimmy Butler. All right. Well, yeah. How could the Kings end up bringing him here? Even Carmichael Dave said, I don't think there's anything there, but if they would do this, then, and he had something posted on Twitter about the trade machine. If it was, I forget. He had DeMar DeRozan and Devin Carter for Jimmy Butler. But we're not going to talk about that, right? Because there's nothing to talk about.
Nothing to talk about right there. Because here's the thing. Jimmy Butler has a player option. Jimmy Butler wants a new contract. Are you really re-signing Jimmy Butler at whatever he's going to ask for? He's due $50 million next year.
Yeah.
$55 million.
Can't do it.
Like, it's just, it does. You got to squint really hard to see that happening, as far as I'm concerned. And so it's a big name out there, but I don't think we're in on him.
And even that, we're talking about making these clear decisions. The story at ESPN.com says Jimmy Butler has indicated he wants to be traded. So that's okay. Did he ask out? Well, he indicated he wants, even that is kind of nebulous.
Yeah. It's like he's open to a trade. He's open to be moved, but he followed it up. Do you see yourself capturing that joy here in Miami? And he said, no, probably not, And so, but here's the thing. And when you look at Miami's situation, I don't see a trade that makes sense for them. And they can let Jimmy Butler walk after this season. He could opt out and sign. And I think I was reading from Bobby Marks, they're going to have like 48 million in cap space if they do that.
Wow.
And we're talking about a franchise that could sign a free agent, a Brandon Ingram, something like that this offseason. And so why, if you're Pat Riley, why would you trade Jimmy Butler and get future assets when you got Bam and Hero? You're trying to win right now. It doesn't make sense.
Speaking of future assets, we've been talking a lot about the Nets and potentially the Kings dealing with the Nets. Do you know how many first-round picks the Nets have now through 2031?
They're the Utah Jazz and Oklahoma City Thunder kind of like they're at the
15.
top. Yeah,
they're right now. And they're going to trade Cam Johnson maybe for a couple more. They have 15 first-round picks between now and 2031.
Damn, they're loaded. Jordy Fernandez, stockpile, man, and I hope he's sees the outcome of that, because I'm looking at this, and the thing about it, Whitey, they actually play pretty hard. Like, they had a nice win last night. Who'd they beat? Like Milwaukee, right?
Yeah,
last night.
Yeah.
And so they play hard, and they're developing, and they're actually doing it right now. Like, instead of going after a few years ago, they probably would have been a team that traded for Jimmy Butler, some aging star.
They did that with Paul Pierce and KG.
Kyrie and James Harden, Durant. And so now it looks like they're bottoming out and seeing what OKC has done, seeing what Utah is trying to accomplish and build through the draft and young talent. And, another guy, what about Ben Simmons? Maybe his market value isn't
he still
high.
Makes too much right now,
right? And he makes a lot of money. Yeah.
Isn't he around 40?
Yeah, nobody wants that.
Yeah. That's just all right. So how about this then? All right, talking about these teams with all these future assets. If you're the Kings, does this make any sense? I don't expect they'll do this, but does it make any sense? Use this year as what the Warriors call it that year, a gap year, where, you know what? We're not going to get very far this year. We want to make sure we hang on to that pick, that it doesn't convey to Atlanta. We're not going to trade away any future picks. We're going to keep our number one. And then next summer, we'll load up. We'll pursue free agents. We'll have that draft pick. We're giving up on this year in order to refurbish the roster. And then next year, look out. Here we come. Look out. Keeping that pick. We could get Cooper Flagg.
So you're saying bottoming out?
I'm asking, does that make sense this year in the short term, with the idea that you're restockpiling, so to speak?
What are you doing with the roster? Are you making trades? Like, are you blowing it up?
No, not blowing it up.
Brooklyn.
I'm moving on from anybody I feel like is expendable, but I'm keeping my core, and I'm just I'm like, hey, Domas, you took that hard fall. We're gonna shut you down for the rest of the year.
Yeah. Oh, come on, nah. I don't think this fan base can stomach that right now. I mean, I get it. I get the sentiment, especially firing Mike Brown, the De'Aaron Fox, chatter, all that speculation and everything. I get it, but this fan base can't stomach it. And we look at the picks being tied up by Atlanta. That's kind of tying, putting our hands behind our backs, tying us up from doing other moves out there.
Right.
I'm of the belief that you want this to convey as soon as possible, this pick, so you can get your second round picks back in the future. You don't have to, those aren't tied up.
Yeah, but I would get my first round pick back next year, this coming draft.
That might be pick number 11, Whitey.
Might be pick number 1.
It could be, but the odds are like, I need to look at it. I need to look like it's probably like a 2% chance or something like that.
Well, even if you're one of the worst records, you still only have a 14% chance.
Right. And you're not even clear. So does 3 other teams, I think it is.
You're right.
So it's not even like the NFL where if you finish with the worst record, you get it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think you're right. The fans wouldn't stomach it. And I don't think the owner has any appetite for that whatsoever.
No, not at all.
None.
Dude, we watch Vivek sit there courtside pretty much every game. And we know this guy is a competitor. We know he wants to see this team win. We know it bothers him when this team is losing. It bothers the fan base. It bothers me as well. Like, if we bottomed out, tanked, if you will.
I'm just
throwing it out there. I'm not
gap
getting
year.
I'm not getting. If we go through a gap year, Whitey, that Beam team of 2022, that year,
yeah,
that would be a footnote in Kings history.
Mm-hmm.
It would be a blip on the radar, which I don't think we're ready to give up on yet.
I'm with you. It's just a question. Just something that's crossed my mind.
Okay.
We'll tell you about the unique challenge the Kings may face tonight against the Memphis Grizzlies when we come back to the Gold One Center on Sacktown Sports.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
It's a myth to think you don't play golf well enough to get fitted for golf clubs. The professionals at the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio would argue that playing the game with golf clubs properly fitted to your body and swing characteristics is the best way to improve your game and have more fun on the golf course. With a professional staff of fitters, all the major brands of equipment, and cutting-edge technology featuring TrackMan, the indoor-outdoor Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio is worth a look. See for yourself, Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway. Schedule your fitting at 916-808-2531, 808-2531.
A new Honda? Nice. Well, it was like this. It was a super hot day, so we all stopped for some ice cream. When bam, the AC went out. My dad started sweating and was all, man, I stink. And my brother was like, I hate this car. And my mom was all, I'm dying in here. Then I said, it's time to call Stockton Honda. Then Dad was like, honey, you're right. I knew you were my favorite. And just like that, Stockton Honda to the rescue. StocktonHonda.com.
Sacramento's premier country music festival, Country in the Park, is coming back May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Billy Currington, Cole Wetzel, Nate Smith, and more. You'll enjoy food trucks, rock walls, and a mechanical bull, line dancing, and more. Single-day GA tickets start at $52 at CITPFest.com. Country in the Park, May 16th and 17th with Hoblit Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram Center. Find out more at CITPFest.com.
Hi, this is Greg Papa. Disasters hit every day. If your home, business, or building has suffered from any disaster, SunPoint Public Adjusters can help. SunPoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to and letting your focus be on what's most important, your family or your business. Call SunPoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. SunPoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884.
Hi, I'm Justin Gingery. One of the most common questions I receive is what makes us different from other law firms. At Gingery, Hammer & Associates, we handle your case from beginning to end. Whether your case reaches a settlement, whether we need to file suit, or even take it all the way to trial, we will be with you along the entire way. And because we are committed to you and your case, we are as invested as you are in making sure you get the outcome you deserve. If you have an injury, just call Gingery.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find: happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too. Get an instant cash offer for your trade at FolsomLakeHonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Get ready to make good on those promises you made to yourself about getting in shape in the new year. InShape Fitness is standing by with everything you need to help you create a happy new you. We are in shape. You are ready. Join online today at InShape.com.
I bang with the gang that don't need no intro. We run from East Long Beach to West South Central. Credentials to kick.
Your flagship station for the Beam Team, Sacktown Sports.
Time for Who Said It. Here's the quote. Mi experiencia con Mike Brown no fue la mejor. Wow, can you believe that? Sasha Vezenkov. I don't know what it says, but
you didn't hit the translate button on that one?
Come on, man. Hit the translate button.
Jay said. Jay, chime in on this,
de
man.
comunicación No puedo decir.
I kinda
que
like this boy
nuestras
better.
charlas fueron correctas. No fue honesto. Ooh. No fue honesto.
Ooh.
I think he said he wasn't honest. He said Mike Brown wasn't honest with me.
Damn.
Yeah. He said, I'm not going to criticize someone who's coach of the year, but it was not a great experience, and he was not honest with me.
Yeah, I got you, big fella. Let me translate.
I got it totally covered. What
Let
can
me
you add to
translate.
that?
Nah, man, you were. I try to learn from each coach, but I'm not going to lie to you. My experience with Mike Brown was not the best. I would never criticize his knowledge, but speaking of communication, I can't say that our talks were correct. It wasn't honest. That's tough too, because I'm looking at all the offseason moves Monty has made the last couple of years. Which ones have panned out? DeMar, I say DeMar has panned out because he's a rotation player. He's starting, averaging 20 points. But everybody else, the Duartes, the Vezenkovs, J-Mac, Jordan McLaughlin at this point, our guy. You know what I mean? Like these guys, even Doug McDermott hasn't even gotten
right.
And so it goes to goes to show that, first of all, it takes a lot to get into Mike Brown's rotations. He has his trusted guys. He has his guys. But it also goes to show that these guys probably in their mind never got a fair shake.
Right.
Like Sasha, he got hurt, played spot minutes. These guys probably feel like I really wasn't given a fair opportunity.
Yeah, I wonder if that was a reflection of any dysfunction between the coach and the front office, where the front office would bring in guys and the coach wouldn't play them.
Yeah.
And maybe the front office said, you're right, we see why you're not playing him. I don't know. The timing of this is unfortunate. I don't think anyone's to blame. Sasha has his side of that story that he tells, but now that he's telling it after Mike Brown just got fired, to me that's a little like, really? Because it's like,
no, but it's timely though.
Yeah,
you're a reporter. You know how it is.
Understand that. I
hey
understand
Sasha,
that.
your former coach Mike Brown just got let go from the Sacramento Kings. Any thought on that in your time? And then he says it. And so it's kind of timely.
It is timely. I understand that, but it's
and I will say
Mike Brown
this.
can't defend himself. That's my issue with it.
Well, I mean, I'm how should I put this? I'm okay with him saying it now because Mike's no longer the coach. It was probably something he was going to keep with himself, didn't want to talk bad about the current Sacramento Kings coach. But now that Mike is gone, he feels no loyalty at all. He, let's let the true story be told.
He also said, and I don't have the Spanish for it, but he said he thinks Domas will play even better now. Now, did that just mean?
Yeah, I thought that was interesting.
I don't know if that was pointed at all, if that had anything to do with Mike Brown, or he just meant that, wow, he's playing great now. I don't know.
Yeah. I have no idea on that one, because Domas has been playing great. Like, I don't know. It's going to be hard to take it to another level when you're an all NBA guy already. So
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Sherry joins us on this very interesting day here from the Golden One. Sherry, you're on the drive, guys. How you doing?
She just dropped on us, fellas. Just dropped.
We were coming to you, Sherry. Come on. See, this is the problem with today's world, Whitey. People don't have patience. Sherry been on hold for 3 minutes. It was like, I got things to do. Dang it, Sherry. No, I'm just saying, Jay, you know how it is. Like, people got to be patient. What's up, Jeff? I see you, baby. People got to be patient in today's world, man. Sherry's the problem. No,
Don't call out Sherry like that. Beautiful listener.
Call back. Tell her to call back.
The drive guy.
I'm sure something, I'm sure to Jay's point, something very urgent came up. There was nothing that she had to take care of right then.
Right, probably scared her away.
Maybe so.
Talking about Sasha.
Oh man! You sure that wasn't Emmy? In disguise though. Oh man!
Haven't heard from her in a while.
Yeah.
Zach Edey may play tonight. I know he's been dealing with a concussion. Last I saw this morning was he's possible tonight. Pete Brannick is going to join us at 3:15. Maybe he'll know if you don't. But we see.
Here's what I heard is it actually wasn't a concussion.
Oh,
they say he was dealing with a migraine that brought on concussion-like symptoms
that mimicked a concussion.
Yes. So now he's questionable. When I checked earlier, I haven't looked at the latest injury report. I could pull it up right here, but man, that would be exciting just from a get to see Zach Edey.
Right.
This is our second game against Memphis this season. And so let me pull up the injury report right here. He was listed as questionable last time I checked. Yep, still listed as questionable with a migraine right now.
So if they have Zach Edey and they have Jaren Jackson Jr. in the lineup, what Drapes? Hello, what are we gonna do? How do you match up with that?
Let me shoot, that's a headache because our boy Keegan.
No, I'm getting a migraine that is mimicking a concussion.
So how do you? You know what, Whitey? I'm gonna look at it differently. How do they match up with us? On the other end.
Mm-hmm.
Who's Zach Edey guarding? Domas?
He'd guard Domas.
Who's
yeah.
JJ guarding? DeMar barbecue chicken. We're gonna run that boy up and down the floor.
Defensive player of the month.
Yeah, that's a but no, that's a dilemma for Doug Christie because what we saw the other day against the Sixers, and I thought it was the right move against Philly because there was no Joel Embiid. The Sixers were an undersized team to start. Let's say Zach Edey does play. Let's say it's Zach Edey and Triple J, just for the sake of conversation. How do you match up? You can't go Keon Ellis, right?
I
and
know.
have DeMar at the 4 guarding JJ, Triple J. It doesn't make sense. Maybe Trey Lyles you go with?
Yeah, I was thinking that. That's the only thing that makes sense is maybe somebody just made a half-court buzzer beater at the end of the third quarter.
All right.
46-44 as our high school classic continues here. Orland's playing. I'm not sure who they're playing.
Not sure.
I apologize.
I think this game's over.
Oh, was that it?
Yeah, I think this is it. They're walking and shaking hands.
Oh, that's
this
right.
is a tight game, 46-44.
Wow.
So,
Bad job by you guys
That's
not
big it
getting
is.
play-by-play.
I know. I wanted to, man, but we don't even know who playing, Jay. I don't even know. But the blue team has the ball, passes back. Like, what am I supposed to do with
Or
this?
somebody needs to bring you the stats, the box score like they do at the game.
I know. Johnny Most, the Celtics legendary broadcaster. Did you ever hear that ancient is from 1980 something? And he was doing a preseason game. The Celtics were playing Serbia or somebody. Have you ever heard this?
No,
he didn't have the roster for the Serbs, or he couldn't. As the players from Serbia, that is, and he couldn't pronounce the name, so he just said, "And it's a guy with a beard," and he gives it to the talk. I'm not kidding.
Can you
He
imagine that
actually did
today, Whitey? Can you imagine if somebody pulled
And
that
it's
today?
a skinny guy, and he drives over the guy with a beard, and he shoots, and it's so good. Bard with the rebound.
Dude, that person would be roasted. Like, who's this amateur? At least know the guys' names. Like, man, you can't do that.
I'll find that audio for you one of these days. By the way, it's interesting tonight because you've got Doug Christie with the Kings, and he's trying to get them to play aggressively for 48 minutes. And you've got Taylor Jenkins, who says his shorthanded Grizzlies right now, quote, "It starts with our mentality, our competitive fire. To be able to sustain it for 48 minutes just shows poise and resilience." So you got, that's what the Kings are trying to bring against a team that has been bringing it shorthandedly over the last several weeks.
They've created a culture down there.
Yeah.
They've and what's interesting, Taylor Jenkins, obviously the face of the organization from a coaching standpoint, but who's the player on the court that's their leader? Is it Ja? Well, he's been banged up. Is it Desmond Bane? Is it Triple J? Like, is it Marcus Smart? Like, where are they getting their competitive juices from? Is it Taylor Jenkins? Like you said, this is a top 5 offensive and defensive team in the league. And they've played well without Ja Morant so far this season. It's they got something going on out there.
Yeah, they won 5 of their last 7. Yeah. Some of that while they've been shorthanded. They've won 15-19. That's the Grizzlies team that comes in to take on the Kings tonight.
Oh, shoot. I just looked at something, Whitey. Sorry. Number 1 in bench points, this Memphis team.
Yeah.
And I know they're shorthanded tonight. But they got some guys that can still fill it up coming off the pine.
Mm-hmm. If the NBA is worried about TV ratings, they should never do this, which they did last night. Why? We'll look at that next here on Sacktown Sports.
No two people learn the exact same way. So how did Babbel become the award-winning language learning app? We thought of you, all of you. Take Sierra. As a visual learner, she uses Babbel's wordplay videos.
Today I'll share a quick lesson on shopping for French.
Merci beaucoup. Keith is a be in the room with real people kind of learner. So he loves the live online classes with our language experts.
Okay, class. Vos está pronto.
Estamos prontos.
However you learn, Babbel makes it easy. Try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. BABBEL.com. No two people learn the exact same way. So how did Babbel become the award-winning language learning app? We thought of you, all of you. Take Sierra. As a visual learner, she uses Babbel's wordplay videos.
Today I'll share a quick lesson on shopping French.
Merci beaucoup. Keith is a be in the room with real people kind of learner, so he loves the live online classes with our language experts.
Okay, class. ¿Vos está pronto?
Estamos prontos.
However you learn, Babbel makes it easy. Try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. BABBEL.com.
Hello, I'm Frank Cockrell with Retirement Security Centers with a weekly economic update. Santa's thus far failed to provide a rally for investors. Santa Claus rally usually takes place in the last 5 trading days of a given year and into the first 2 trading days of the new year. This time period has seen an average increase of 1.3% compared to 7 normal trading days, which is average 0.3%. With Santa possibly failing to show up this holiday season, what could that mean for the stock market in 2025? Historically, if the period ends up positive, January is positive as well, and the market averages 10.4% return for the whole year. When the market is negative, January tends to end up down, and the whole year averages just 5%. Today's market close could be an important hurdle for investors in 2025. What tends to lead to market corrections? Surprisingly, higher interest rates and inflation fears are more likely to cause corrections when compared to slowing economic growth or rising unemployment. How might this affect you or your family? Please go to frankontheradio.com to schedule an appointment, watch videos, and receive market updates. I'm ready to help you start your journey so you can define your future.
Securities and investment advisory services offered through Osaic FA Incorporated, member FINRA SIPC. Osaic FA is separately owned, and other entities and/or marketing names, products, or services referenced here are independent of Osaic FA.
Lowe's knows how to help you save time and money, no matter the job. That's why we can deliver supplies to your job site as soon as same day, so you have more time to get the job done. Because when you need it fast, we've got you covered. Lowe's knows pros. Valid on eligible in-stock orders and select zip codes placed by 2 p.m. for same-day delivery by 8 p.m. Subject to driver availability. Fees vary based on purchase. More terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
No two people learn the exact same way. So how did Babbel become the award-winning language learning app? We thought of you, all of you. Take Sierra. As a visual learner, she uses Babbel's wordplay videos.
Today I'll share a quick lesson on shopping French.
Merci beaucoup. Keith is a be in the room with real people kind of learner, so he loves the live online classes with our language experts.
Okay, class. ¿Vos está pronto?
Estamos prontos.
However you learn, Babbel makes it easy. Try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. BABBEL.com.
Only one radio program captures the excitement of hunting and fishing as it happens. The award-winning California Sportsman with Sep Hendrickson. Only California Sportsman takes you where the action is. Live on the water, live in the blind, and live with the top pros and experts in outdoor sports. California Sportsman with Fishing Hall of Famer Sep Hendrickson is your premier destination for all things outdoors. Sep's Saturday Morning Outdoors. Ultimate Bass and California Sportsman, 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Saturdays on Sacktown Sports 1140.
Tom's Watch Bar has the best happy hour in Sacramento, starting with $5 specials all day, every day, plus select $7 appetizers and $12 entrees, with 360-degree viewing and game day vibes that match being at the game. Tom's Watch Bar is the ultimate game day experience for sports fans.
The new year is upon us with promises of new beginnings and new adventures, but don't let 2024 slip away without savoring the memories made with family and friends. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. Looking forward is always exciting, but I have a lot to appreciate in this past year, revolving around time with family and more good time spent around my Naturewood dining table. Watching my grandson with his first bite of birthday cake was priceless and reminds me that new life is the perfect balance between yesterday and today. Greet the new year with a visit to Naturewood Home Furnishings during their annual New Year's sale going on now, including all the fine furniture and accessories in every department. How about a new style for the new year? Find that perfect piece of furniture that's new today and filled with future memories for tomorrow. The memories you make with your family will stay with you forever. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Live and local. It's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
You know, I'd never, ever cast aspersions on Jay's musical selection. That's not what I'm doing now, but I think this is the first time he's played auto-tune share for us, right? Isn't it?
Yes, I think so. I have not heard his version that this song played. You know what song I do love? Sonny and Cher, I got you, babe. I do play that from time to time.
Yeah.
Not saying I'm a Cher fan, but that one gets me.
This one,
This one, Jay. You hold on.
This
Jay,
was a
jump on
huge
the mic.
hit.
No, but hold on.
You just don't know good music now. See, here we go.
No, you gotta. What inspired this break? Like you gotta shed some light. What the hell were you thinking with this one, bro?
All right, so this is how I go. I've explained my rhythm algorithm before. So normally I go to rhythm and blues, hip hop, rap, an hour, and then I normally go alternative rock, dubstep, something other for the third song, an hour, right? And so with that being said, I played two songs already that were rap, so I come with something a little different. We're an equal opportunity show here on the Drive, guys.
You still ain't answered my question.
I just
the
think
whole pantheon of music.
Because Cher's a legend, a Hall of Famer twice.
Okay. That was
a rock and roll Hall of Famer twice.
Monster hit.
Right.
That song was a monstrous hit.
It sure was. See, this is the thing. Drapes wants to shake me down, pat my pockets for one of the worst Taylor Swift songs that possibly could be.
Oh, come on.
And then when I give you something that's been played 400 million times on YouTube, same numbers as Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift.
I'm getting shook down.
Taylor Swift. Yeah, Taylor Swift. Pardon me, Jay. Taylor Swift.
Don't do it, Whitey.
Dreams
Don't
of
do
being
it.
as talented and as accomplished.
Please.
Uh-oh.
You guys are exposing yourselves right now. You're exposing yourselves. Oh my gosh. Come on.
Shouts out to the beautiful, lovely Cher, Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift ain't a Hall of Famer yet.
Next time.
I have a request for some point today, Jay. If not, maybe next week. Gypsies, Tramps, and Thieves. I'd love to hear that. That is the
How's
Cher
that one go,
classic.
Whitey?
You don't. Gypsies, Tramps, and Thieves. We hear it from the people of the town.
Okay, yeah. All right. That's pretty good, actually.
Oh, thank you.
I just asked you that to put you on the spot, but that was actually pretty good.
All right. We know that the NBA supposedly is worried about TV ratings, right? Even the commissioner says, well, it's something that we're looking at.
They're looking at.
Yeah. So last night, the Warriors were the second game on the TNT doubleheader. And your buddy, Tony Jones, actually was the one that pointed this out.
Yeah, what did he say?
Yeah. He says, okay, you got the Warriors against Philadelphia. Prime time, national TV. Philadelphia is playing game 5 of a 6-game trip, second game of a back-to-back, third game in 4 nights. They got destroyed 139 to 105. They had no chance in that game. It was one of those games you could look at it and go, scheduled loss, basically. Why was that game on TV? You want to see the Lakers?
Star power. Warriors,
you want to see
Joel Embiid.
You knew that was going to be a terrible game.
But Joel Embiid didn't play the night before. He was well rested.
Well, the schedule makers didn't know that when they drew it up.
Right. I mean, I hear you. I hear what
I just think they should be more careful about that.
Yeah, I wonder what other options they had.
They did have the Lakers in Portland that ended up being a decent game, and
but
LeBron had a big
Portland game on TNT. And how much of this too is the schedule comes out and TNT says we want Embiid, Steph, that matchup. Did TNT request that? I mean, I get it, but Embiid rested the night before to play on national TV and got his butt worked over.
Yeah, but the rest of the guys were playing their whatever it was, fifth game, a 6-game trip, third game in 4 nights. I just think the league should be more careful about that. If they're really that concerned about the ratings. Steph Curry was 8 for 8 last night. He didn't miss a 3. Some of those came late. Nobody was watching by then. I was the only one watching at that point. If you're worried about the ratings,
even I wasn't watching that.
Be mindful of the product that you're putting on national TV.
Yeah, I hear you. But there's a lot of things that the NBA needs to be mindful of, and I'm gonna check our rundown and see if you got this coming up later in the show because I don't want to steal your.
No, go ahead.
There.
We'll
adjust. We'll adjust. Did you hear Charles Barkley go at JJ Redick and the Lakers?
I heard that he did that, but I didn't actually hear what he said.
Jay, can you pull that? Yeah, I'll give Jay some time to pull that. Inside the NBA has jumped the shark, in my opinion.
Really?
Yes, they've gone too far. They were showing highlights of I forget which game. I think it was the
Lakers in Portland.
No, it wasn't even. It
was
the
a Boston
Warriors,
game. It was the Boston game.
It was the Boston game. Yeah, Minnesota game.
Yeah.
But Charles takes his time to talk about JJ Redick and just bashes him. Just rips him, calls the Lakers trash. which really isn't true. Like, you got a national TV like personality calling your marquee franchise. You got it, Jay? Calling your marquee franchise trash. Like, that's a disservice to the league. And I know JJ Redick has come out and said,
that's it.
Inside the NBA,
Yeah.
like
They're
the
critical.
only league where your national. Can you imagine the NFL? And those guys on whatever network you watch for NFL coverage saying, the Chiefs, they're trash anyway, or the Eagles, they're trash, or the Cowboys, they're trash. I feel like inside the NBA has sort of jumped the shark a little too much, because if you look at it, and we know the Lakers are the Lakers, their record would put them 4th in the Eastern Conference. Like, it's not actual correct. Now, if they were 3-20 or something like that, but now it just, I don't know, it kind of rubbed me the wrong way that during another team's highlights, Barkley would talk about JJ Redick like that.
This is Charles Barkley that said nice things about you.
That's my guy. I know. Here it is, Whitey. Take a listen, because I want to get your take on this. This is Charles Barkley last night talking about JJ and the Lakers.
Was he just talking about folks on
What
TV?
did he say? He said something about we're the reason people ain't watching this crappy product we got. I said, JJ, yeah, us, like we out there jacking up 100 threes a night. JJ, I don't know Jason Monroe. I don't know who that is, but JJ, you come for the king, you better not miss. 'Cause I can get you, brother, because I got your Lakers games. You can't hide them flaws they got. You just a dead man walking. They got rid of Frank Vogel, who did a good job. They got rid of Darvingham, who did a good job. But you came out there thinking you were going to change things with that same ugly girl you went on the date with.
64-51 was your halftime score. As we get back to the highlights, and Rudy Gobert.
No, he came in there thinking, I can make this thing work. Hell, you can.
77,
Put the makeup on that pig.
Man, the Lakers are pigs.
The Lakers stink, man.
Oh, man, okay.
Come on, man.
Tatum, by the way, had 33.
I love that.
Do you? But I'm talking about damaging the the Lakers have won 7 out of 10. Like,
right.
That was more personal. And this is the problem, though, too, Whitey. If they were actually trash, it'd be accurate, but that's not accurate. It's not accurate.
It's not accurate, but that's also not really what he's talking about. He's got a personal axe to grind because he took offense to what JJ Redick said. To me, that's one of the things that makes that show so good. As you said, you wouldn't hear an NFL show do that. They wouldn't. This is Patrick Mahomes is great. That's one of the things I like about that show. Maybe he went a little too far, and that's Ernie's trying to pull it back. Get it back on track. But to me, that's one of the things that makes that show good.
They're taking themselves a little too, I don't know, maybe their heads are getting a little too big. And so, I mean, what if he said that about the Sacramento Kings? We'd be okay with that?
No, we wouldn't be okay with that. Of course
it's ridiculous. Like, it just seemed, you're right. He took a personal axe to grind he had with JJ. To me, that's more podcast stuff. That's not your This is your premier NBA show talking about arguably your premier franchise saying they stink. Like, when really they don't, mind you. Like, it just, I don't know. Maybe, because they don't stink, it should let it slide. But I thought it was a little too much last night when I heard that.
Yeah, I
maybe that's just me.
Yeah, I forget who said this. It might have been Jerry Reynolds, maybe not. Jerry's going to join us today, by the way. When they start talking about basketball, to me, it's like that's when I tune that show out, because they, Charles Barkley, I don't even know they watches the game that much.
The actual game, though.
But
so, for instance,
that was fun. That made me laugh. I understand everything you're saying. I know, but I have to. It made me laugh.
But that's the issue with NBA media right now. It's all about entertaining and not really about growing the game.
That show you're probably right about that. That show really is.
The Celtics Minnesota game was a hell of a game. Ernie's trying to show the highlights of that game, trying to show Ant Edwards, Tatum, the stars, and it delved into a Lakers conversation. Like, I could see where JJ is coming from. Like, That seemed a little too much for me. A little too much. I don't know.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. You got any thoughts on that? You want to share interesting comments on the in the chat-o? I think people, just like you and I, a lot of different people seen it a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
When we come right back, are the Christie Kings forging a new identity? What does that even mean? A lot of talk about that lately. More on that when we come back to the Golden One Center on this promising Friday on Sacktown Sports.
Fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code SECONDFREE by January 26th. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. Call 800-881-4242. 800-881-4242.
Hey, it's time to open up your calendar app for some incredible live events coming your way. This is the Sacktown Sports Live Events Calendar, bringing you the hottest shows in town. Kick off 2025 with country superstars Dylan Scott and Jackson Dean. They're hitting the stage at Thunder Valley on January 10th for a night of hot country hits. Then on January 11th, laugh until your sides hurt with comedy legend Bill Engvall. He's performing live at Thunder Valley, a show you won't want to miss. And the one and only Justin Timberlake is bringing electrifying energy to the Golden One Center on January 15th. This is your chance to see an icon in action. For a more intimate vibe, catch Bryce Vine at Ace of Spades on January 25th. It'll be an unforgettable night of alternative hip-hop. And finally, looking ahead to February 20th, Old 60 lights up Ace of Spades with their unique blend of rock and soul. Get your tickets now because these shows will sell out fast. For details and updates, visit sacktownsports.com. And stay tuned. This is your ticket to the best live entertainment in the 916, the Sacktown Sports Live Events Calendar.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave coming to you from my good friends at American Energy. Look, it's already cold outside. It's only going to get colder. American Energy wants to help you stay warm and make sure your system is operating safely. So right now is the time to take advantage of the $49 tune-up inspection. Normally $119, $49 right now, and that includes a full safety and duct inspection. And check it out. If your system's over 10 years old, and I'll bet it is, the tune-up, yeah, it's free. It's free from a company that's been in business since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ Better Business Bureau. Check their Yelp, check their Google reviews. Don't take my word for it. Give them a call right now. $50 off your first recommended repair. If you need a new furnace, half off the price of a new unit. Check them out at theaeway.com and tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Serious accident. You deserve the law offices of Jeremy Winter. 877-637-3237. Jeremy lost his mother in a car accident and knows firsthand the pain caused by tragedy. That is why he became an attorney to fight for others who are going through a tragedy. If you've been seriously injured in an accident, you deserve more. You deserve better. You deserve Jeremy Winter. 877-637-3237.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacramento's official home of the 49ers.
San Francisco.
Sacktown Sports 1140. Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
Could be a Friday to remember here. Golden One Center Drive Guys. Looks like Devin Carter could be making his debut. A couple of questions here in the YouTube chat. The Chateau we have from somebody wanted to know exactly. We're getting so many comments now. They're just rolling right along. Anthony Navidad. Yo, is it confirmed Devin Carter playing tonight? Available to play.
Available.
We don't know for sure if he's going to play.
Yeah. And they haven't updated the actual injury report yet, but Shams did report earlier, and I didn't get to shoot around today, but Devin Carter available supposedly tonight.
We expect he will play.
Yeah.
But we don't really know.
Right.
He did tweak a little something last night, but said he was okay.
He did, and the team recalled him today, and that's a procedural move that they have to do, if he's going to come out here tonight. So, all signs pointing towards that.
Yellovision Richardson asks, what's up with Jay Crowder? Why is he not playing?
Great question. He's been dealing with a little back situation, but I don't know, to be honest with you, and maybe we might see some Crowder tonight, especially when you look at no Keegan Murray. Maybe you need a little more physicality, toughness in the front court. I will say, Jay was playing when Trey Lyles was out.
Right.
As well. Too.
Right.
So now that
That's
Trey
really
Lyles is back.
Yeah.
Now that Trey Lyles is back, maybe not as many minutes are available for Jay.
Ideally, you'd think with Keegan out that, you got Jay Crowder, you could plug him in, but he has been dealing with a bad back, and Keon started last game. But, size-wise, like tonight would be, if he was ready to go and healthy, perfect opportunity to start him if Keegan can't play, right?
Yeah, and somebody
probably won't see that
on the Chateau, I believe. No, it's on the text line. 916 UPS Chris. If Edey plays tonight, Crowder needs to get some playing time, just like he did against Randall, he said. So we'll see, man.
A lot of people are talking about the Kings under Doug Christie starting to put together a new identity. I'm not even sure what that means anymore. Do you think there's anything to that? It's only been, 3 games? The Kings already were very defensive-minded. Certainly the last 2 games they've played better, but new identity, it might be premature for that, Drapes. I don't know. Where are you with that whole?
Yeah, it's still a little early, but I see the identity in which Doug is trying to steer them to go. Tough, hard-nosed, compete, lay it on the line. And Mike tried that as well, but it didn't get the kind of results. Like, I'll be honest, these last 2 games, I've seen more hustle from the Kings these last 2 than I have all season long. I mean, and I'm talking about sustained hustle. They're not just a play here, a play there. Like, they're actually competing, to close out a team 15-0. And, they were perfect offensively, but defensively, we haven't seen that from this team. I give Keon Ellis a lot of credit, man. I think he's playing his best basketball of his career these last 2 games, most impactful. I understand he hit 9 threes in the game and everything like that, but in terms of his impact, these last 2 games, he's been phenomenal.
Drapes, I don't know if this has anything to do with identity, but here's one difference I've noticed since Doug Christie has taken over.
Okay.
And I'm a big Mike Brown guy, and I enjoyed listening to him and asking him questions after the games. And like I said, I don't think I would have fired him. But Doug Christie seems to be talking to the players, and Mike Brown seemed to be talking more to the media about the players and maybe even to the front office about what was going on.
I hadn't thought of it.
You know
like
what I mean?
That. I had not thought of it like that. I see what you mean. It was like Mike was trying to.
He was pleading his case.
Right. Pleading his case. Exactly.
Yeah.
Whereas Doug is trying to send a message to his team and motivate his team.
Yes.
It's not for the fans. It's not for us. It's not for the, it's, everything he's saying, is for the benefit of the team to motivate them. I hadn't thought about that way.
Yeah. It just kind of dawned on me here as we're talking about this. It's interesting because we think Doug Christie wants them to be a tough defensive team. And
Oh, that's a new identity. Well, that, like you said, I mean, that there's a lot of that in what Mike Brown wanted them to become too.
Yeah, exactly.
So what's the difference?
I think just a different message,
Mhm.
just different the way it's being delivered. To your point, Doug, it seems like it is coming from a, more betterment of the team, trying to uplift the team, whereas Mike is trying to motivate a different way. And you know how it is too, Whitey. You change the messenger, but the message is still the same. It's about how it's being delivered and how it's being received also.
Right.
Two people can say the same thing, but I may receive it differently from you versus Jay or whoever. And, I think the respect of Doug and I think the players understand where he's coming from and his love of the organization and love of the city. And he started off by saying how much he loved each and every one of those guys. And it's one thing to say it, Whitey. It's another thing to feel it, and I think when you hear it from Doug, you can actually feel it. It's not just words coming out of his mouth.
Well, as long as you bring that up, I mean, Jay and I have been talking about how you rarely say that to Jay and I. You rarely talk.
Shoot, man.
Rarely does he talk about that. I mean, I can only think of a couple times when you really expressed that to him.
I will say this. I never miss you guys. Like when I got a day off, I'm never like, dang, I miss you.
There you go. There you
want
go.
me to be honest though, right? You want me? Most of the time, it's like, geez, I got to go 4 hours with these guys again. It's tough, man. It's tough.
In the chat says Nick Richards to the King. I guess they've inquired about him recently. There was something from somebody on X. Remember, I had concocted some scenario where they got Martin and Nick Richards.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if I could believe that. I saw that same. I tried to look into it further and couldn't find anything. But as a backup big, it would make sense. It would make sense.
Yeah, he would give you that. I know we always talk about that rim protection, right?
Yeah.
He might be too good to be a backup.
Yeah, and what would his cost be, do you think? Like cost to get him?
I don't think it would be that exorbitant. Maybe that's a plan B or plan C.
And why would Charlotte get rid of him too? For second rounders? Come on now.
Yeah, I'm trying. I know that there was talk that he might be available, but I can't remember why. If it's an expiring or they're just moving on. But something to keep an eye on. It'd be nice if the Kings got a couple guys, huh?
Yeah.
A couple guys who could actually play, who that guy he's going to get some minutes.
Yeah, Nick Richards, 9 points, 7.8 rebounds. Really low contract. Only make it $5 million this year and $5 million next year.
I don't know why they move off.
Right? Why would they move
there
off?
Was talk that they might. Yeah, and I can't remember why.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. But he would be a guy. $5 million? Like seriously, you wouldn't have to give up anything really for that.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I think he would help us as well. 9 points, close to 8 rebounds a game. That's pretty solid.
It's so exciting, isn't it? It's fraught with danger if they make the wrong step. Who knows? But there's so much potential now.
They need to make a step though, right? We all are. If they don't, how are we feeling? Because I know Jay said, it might be in the off season. We talking about trade deadline. Maybe it's the off season where they do something.
Oh, is Jay in on my gap year proposal?
I don't know about that.
No gap year stuff. No.
No gap year. I mean,
they got to make something here shake and it doesn't have to technically be the star, the next move, but I do think, to reassure, I think they have to do something here. And it couldn't be the 8th guy off the bench, a big guy, take a flyer on somebody young, but by sure this offseason, they better be bringing in, looking forward to a championship contender. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, tonight, of course, it's the Memphis Grizzlies. You mentioned their top 10 offense and defense.
Top 5 offense.
Wow. Yeah. They're an excellent team. Pete Pranica is their TV play-by-play guy, so we'll see what he thinks of tonight's matchup when we come right back to the Golden One Center with the Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
This holiday season, Capital One reminds you to give yourself the gift of 1.5% cash back with the Capital One Quicksilver Card.
Can I earn 1.5% cash back on birds?
Birds?
What if you sent your true love 2 turtle doves plus a partridge in a pear tree?
Sure, but why would anyone want that?
The song was very convincing.
Earn 1.5% cash back on all your holiday purchases with the Capital One Quicksilver Card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
No two people learn the exact same way. So how did Babbel become the award-winning language learning app? We thought of you, all of you. Take Sierra. As a visual learner, she uses Babbel's wordplay videos.
Today I'll share a quick lesson on shopping in French.
Merci beaucoup. Keith is a be in the room with real people kind of learner, so he loves the live online classes with our language experts.
Okay, class. Vos está pronto.
Estamos prontos.
However you learn, Babbel makes it easy. Try Babbel for free at Babbel.com, Babbel.com.
Are you tired of your tee shots ending up in the adjoining fairway while the rest of your foursome is hitting it down the middle? Well, experts will tell you that being properly fitted for golf clubs will help you strike your drive center cut. The Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio and its team of trained PGA professionals are ready to help you get rid of your banana balls and duck hooks. Hagen Oaks Indoor-Outdoor Player Performance Studio fittings are available 7 days a week. Make yours today by calling 916-808-2531. That's 808-2531.
Happy New Grill. Whitey here reminding you that not all grills are created equal. Give your family a real treat as we did on Christmas Eve. Bring out all the flavors of the new year with the amazing Napoleon Prestige line of outdoor cookers. Napoleon grills have features other grills can't match. They're built different, built better, built to last. Complete with a lifetime warranty and premium steel that boasts absolute quality. Whitey and Napoleon Grills wish you Happy New Year. Visit Green Acres Nursery today for your best selection of Napoleon grills and accessories.
The PGA club fitters at the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio know that golf should be fun. They also know that players of all abilities will hit the ball farther and straighter, play better golf, shoot lower scores, and have more fun if they get fitted before they purchase golf clubs. Hagen Oaks delivers the same technology and major brands used to fit PGA and LPGA professionals. See how the game can be even more fun. Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio fittings are available 7 days a week. Make yours today by calling 916-808-2531. That's 808-2531.
Sacramento's premier country music festival, Country in the Park, is coming back May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Billy Currington, Cole Wetzel, Nate Smith, and more. You'll enjoy food trucks, rock walls, and a mechanical bull, line dancing, and more. Single-day GA tickets start at $52 at CITPFest.com. Country in the Park, May 16th and 17th with Hoblit Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram Center. Find out more at CITPFest.com.
The only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sacktown Sports.
That's my request. Thank you, Jay. Staple singers, right?
Yeah.
I'll take you there.
Why? You just felt like listening to this?
It's just that song, that intro kind of today. I was doing something like, and it just kind of hits. I haven't heard that song in a long time.
Yeah,
Special night. Devin Carter possibly making his debut tonight. And another thing that makes tonight fascinating, we haven't talked much about it, you got Jalen Wells.
Yes.
Sacramento. Playing in Sacramento for the first time since he became a professional.
Yeah, you're right about that. You know, wholesome product. This is he'll have some fans out here. You know, my boy Lim, my trainer, Lim Adams, hooked him up with tickets. He's a big Jalen Wells fan. He'll be out here, so he'll get a nice ovation out here tonight.
Yes, he will. Yeah. But you're anticipating a big ovation for Devin Carter.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, this is like Willis Reed coming out the tunnel, you know, for the Knicks back in the day. Like, he's coming to save the day, put on his cape and everything. And, you know, here's the thing why I think Devin Carter making his debut is big. Obviously, we need him, Whitey. Obviously, you know, we need what he brings. But you're seeing rookies around the league having an impact. You know, we saw Dalton Knecht have a big game earlier this season. A reminder, dang, we could have drafted him. We saw Jared McCain earlier before he got hurt.
Right.
Have great games. It's like, darn. So now it's our turn to see our guys, see the reason why Monty and Wes and those guys drafted him.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people have been kind of taking shots at Monty, who I saw, as I mentioned, I saw him walking around today.
Yeah.
Give him credit. I mean, assuming everything works out with Devin Carter, but you know, that was a tough decision. He's hurt, but we're gonna draft him, and he's gonna be ready at some point. And looks like tonight it's gonna pay off. We got a special guest. I know he's a friend of yours.
Yes. Our next guest is a Memphis Grizzlies TV play-by-play announcer on FanDuel Sports Network. 2017 Tennessee Sportscaster of the Year, but most importantly, he's an alum of Notre Dame, so I know he's flying high right now. Our guy Pete Pranica joining the Drive Guys. Pete, how you doing, man? Welcome to Sacramento.
Oh, Sugar Bowl was fantastic yesterday, wasn't it?
Man, how about that? Notre Dame. Just tell me what's been the turnaround? You know, what's Marcus in his third season? I think it is there, third or fourth season. You know, struggled a little bit early on. People were questioning. I think 9-4 his first year, but he's turned them into legit championship contenders. What's changed over the years?
Well, I think he's found his voice as a head coach because he had never been a head coach, of course. And then also the transfer portal. I mean, it's really changed things because if you are active in the transfer portal, you have the opportunity to augment. Notre Dame can recruit really well, but, you know, if you can get transfers and you look at the guys that made all the key plays yesterday, they were transferred. The kid that returned to kickoff is a transfer. Obviously, Riley Leonard is a transfer as well. And so, you know, I think the transfer portal and the fact that Marcus has become more, I think has found his voice and knows what it is to be a head coach at Notre Dame, and then to also have the coordinators that he has with Mike Denbrock and Al Golden. I think that, you know, the whole package is why they're in the Final Four of college football.
Pete, according to your bio on X, you're a licensed pilot. So we've experienced some turbulence this year with the Kings. How has Taylor Jenkins guided the Grizzlies back into contention in the West after such a stormy 2023-24?
Well, I think you look at last year, and it's an outlier. I mean, you know, you had 51 different starting lineups and lost an insane number of games and used more players than had ever been used in a roster, you know, in an NBA season. So you realize that last year was an outlier, right? But what he did is there was a remaking of the coaching staff, and they bring in Tuomas Isolo, who was coaching over in Europe, had won the Bundesliga Coach of the Year 2 years in a row, won the EuroLeague Coach of the Year award last year, and helped install an offense which is much more motion-based, probably a little bit closer to something that like Golden State might run, a little lighter on pick and roll, more heavier on five-man actions, and that plus a continued player development cycle that has seen guys get better every single year. I mean, Santi Aldama will play tonight, sprained ankle, but has really blossomed, was leading scorer for Spain in the Olympics, and he's just had a fantastic year. We're seeing guys like Jake LaRavia, who are finally healthy now. They're improving. And the other things about the offense is that it provides shots and opportunities for everybody. And so it's worked out really well. I think the change in coaching staff, when we found out about it during the summer, was kind of like, wait, what are we doing? Well, now you're seeing that, you know, it's the highest scoring team in the NBA, and defensively they're pretty good as well.
Yeah, top five in both. Pete Pranica joining us, play-by-play announcer for the Memphis Grizzlies. Pete, I'm looking at the man games lost due to injury this season. And once again, Memphis up there in the top 10. No Marcus Smart tonight, no John Morant. You mentioned Santi Aldama. What have you seen from, you know, a Triple J who had a monster game, a Desmond Bane? Like, how much have they sort of carried this team through the injuries this season?
Jaren's been exceptional. He's been exceptionally durable. And it is amazing when you look at it. The big three of Bane, Morant, and Jackson have shared the floor in exactly 14 games this year, okay? And yet the Grizzlies are second in the West. Part of that is Jaren has embraced a larger leadership role within this basketball team. He has been more aggressive. And because the Grizzlies are deeper and because they play faster and in shorter shifts, I mean, you don't have starters that are averaging. I mean, the Grizzlies are kind of the anti-Kings here because, I mean, you've got four guys averaging like 30, 35 minutes a game, and Malik Monk's averaging 30.
Yeah.
The Grizzlies, their starters don't get 30 minutes a game. And so it's kept guys fresher. Jaren has been more aggressive. He hasn't hung out as much at the three-point line maybe as he has in the past. And he said before the season, we are young, but we're young vets. And it's time to prove ourselves. And I think he's really taken that to heart. Desmond Bane had a real rough November. He was coming back from an oblique strain, but he just finished off December just playing absolutely outstanding basketball. More than a three-point shooter. He's a playmaker. He gets downhill, good defender, playmaker. He'll give you assists. He'll give you rebounds. Really a total package. And those guys have helped keep this team afloat. And then, you know, you get contributions from other guys like, you know, Luke Kennard's played real well. handful of games. So it's been a total team effort, and Taylor Jenkins is a guy who has enabled everybody to perform to the best of their ability.
Pete Pranica is our guest. He's the Grizzlies TV play-by-play guy. Pete, as you've prepared for tonight's game, what has stood out to you about where the Kings are and what they've been up to this year?
Well, I think, you look at the trajectory of the Kings offense the last 3 years, the numbers are coming down, and predominantly because of less three-point shooting. Keegan Murray maybe not as productive as the Kings would have hoped. Going from year to year, Kevin Huerter's not producing the way that he has. But, anytime you've got De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis, they're fantastic. Always been a big fan of Malik Monk and DeMar DeRozan. This is a team, when you look at the roster, they should have a better record than what they have because they've got high-level players, high-quality players, high basketball IQ players. I called Domas's dad's games when I was with the Portland Trail Blazers, so I know the family, and I know what a great basketball family they are and how good Domas is. So, you would think that they would be better. I think the tell is, the lack of production in close games and clutch games. And that's the thing that if Doug Christie can get that right, and this team has a chance to definitely work its way back into the play-in scenario.
Hey, Pete, a guy a lot of people here in Sacramento wanted the Kings to draft is Zach Edey. Obviously, you guys snatched him up before he fell to, our spot in the draft. What can you tell us about his availability tonight, and why might we see him tonight?
He was listed as questionable. Initially, the thought was that he had a concussion, but after further testing, they determined that the reporting from one of the beat writers today was that he is having migraines, which read like a concussion. So he's not really in concussion protocol. He's dealing with migraines, and the hope is that he would be able to play tonight. The Grizzlies have given him a relatively limited offensive package because, basically what he did with Purdue is like go run to the box, run to the elbow, and post up. That was pretty much how he was used, and he was fantastic in that role. Grizzlies want him to do a little bit more, but he's tough. He's physical. I think so many people who, were draft board aficionados was like, well, here are all the things that Zach Edey can't do. Well, Zach Edey's a really, really talented basketball player. He's a good athlete. People forget that he played baseball and hockey. Okay. So he has athletic ability across several sports. He does play with an edge. He does play with a fire. He's got a great competitive spirit about him. And he has been, is he going to be Rookie of the Year? I don't know if he remains healthy, see if he continues to go on the uptick, but he's been very, very good. I know there was one person on social media said it was the worst draft pick in the history of the NBA. That clearly is not the case. Clearly is not the case.
Tell us about another rookie you have. It's a homecoming for Jalen Wells. He's been one of the surprise rookies in the league so far. Very excited to have him playing in his hometown for the first time since becoming a professional. How has he impressed? What has he contributed to the Grizz so far?
He has started more games as a second-round pick than the rest of the second-round class combined. I think he's third right now in rookie scoring, most three-pointers made by a rookie this year. Very, very determined, very studious with video study, wants the challenge of guarding the other team's best offensive player, rarely changes expression, and he's good at getting under other people's skins. He basically made Jordan Poole tap out twice in the games that the Grizzlies played against the Washington Wizards. Jordan Poole he didn't want to deal with it, and so you'll probably see Jalen. He'll probably be matched up some against Fox, some against DeRozan, some against Malik Monk, and the Grizzlies have every confidence in the world that he will turn in a good defensive performance. Offensive numbers have been down a little bit, but his defensive effort is absolutely off the charts, and I think the Grizzlies were optimistic about what he could be for this basketball team, but I think even his play has surpassed even their optimism, and he's been a contributor. Nobody would have thought a 39th overall pick in the draft is going to be starting practically all your games this year and be productive, and he's done both.
Pete Pranica. Pete, we appreciate your time very, very much, especially on a game night. Thank you. We'll see you out here in a little bit.
All right, sounds good. Thanks for having me.
All right,
You
Pete.
bet.
Take care, man.
Yeah, when we come back. Why do all these teams, Memphis is another team that supposedly has had interest in Cam Johnson. Why is there so much interest in Cam Johnson? We'll look at that when we come back to the Golden One Center on Sacktown Sports.
How was your drive to school?
Let me tell you, I had to get my iced coffee first. I just can't seem to put it down. My favorite rapper just announced a tour. My phone was buzzing like crazy. I'm so excited. I had to text all my friends right then to talk about it. Then someone started calling me and...
Let's try that again.
I turned my phone off right away. I never drive distracted.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline Nasal Spray.
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
No two people learn the exact same way. So how did Babbel become the award-winning language learning app? We thought of you, all of you. Take Sierra. As a visual learner, she uses Babbel's wordplay videos.
Today I'll share a quick lesson on shopping in French.
Merci beaucoup. Keith is a be in the room with real people kind of learner. So he loves the live online classes with our language experts.
Okay, class. Vos está pronto.
Estamos prontos.
However you learn, Babbel makes it easy. Try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Tom's Watch Bar has the best happy hour in Sacramento, starting with $5 specials all day, every day. Plus select $7 appetizers and $12 entrees with 360-degree viewing and game day vibes that match being at the game. Tom's Watch Bar is the ultimate game day experience for sports fans.
Hello, Sacramento. I'm Emran Plati, owner of True Sports Cards and Collectible Store here in Rockland, California, and the host of the True Sports Cards Show that airs right here on Sacktown Sports 1140 every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m., where we discuss the latest trends, hottest products, and deliver exclusive interviews with other industry leaders. And don't forget to visit our shop, True Sports Cards, at 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland and see what we have for all your sports card and memorabilia needs.
Check out my homie.
Afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
It's a Friday at the Golden One Center. Drive Guys coming to you. Whitey Gleason, Kyle Draper, Jay keeping us on the air back in the studios. RJ doing the same here at the Golden One Center. So tonight you got the Kings team that's won 2 in a row with Doug Christie at the helm, trying to hang on to this season against a really good Memphis team. So a crucial in-conference battle. You've got the De'Aaron Fox drama in the background, and you've got all the trade talk potentially in the background. Cam Johnson, is he going to come here? We'll take a look at Cam Johnson in just a moment. On top of that, Jalen Wells coming back to Sacramento with the Grizzlies, his first game as a professional at home. And then you got Devin Carter available tonight and ready to make his NBA debut. Will it happen? We don't know for certain. We would expect that he will play, has played well the last couple of games with Stockton, played well last night. You probably have seen the numbers on Devin Carter last night. He tossed in 17 points, 12 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 blocks, 2 steals, shot 6 for 15, but 4 of 10 on threes. So very exciting night with a lot of different things at play. And Drapes, one of the questions I think a lot of people are wondering right now is, Cam Johnson seems like a fine player. Why is there all the interest in Cam Johnson? And if that's one of the things you're wondering about, you might want to go to the Ringer. And Danny Chow has an interesting piece on the Nets and Cam Johnson Danny Chow says about Cam Johnson, at least half of the league is inquiring about his services.
Wow.
He's a player that requires no imagination as far as fit, though imagination might help unlock all there is to his game. Johnson's offensive glow-up has taken center stage, but it wasn't too long ago that he was given crucial defensive reps against the likes of Giannis and Luka deep in the postseason in Phoenix.
So a better defender than people are talking about. His shooting is, what jumps out.
Yeah.
I will say this, though, Whitey. I saw him when he was with Phoenix have a monster game. I think it was against Golden State. Remember he had that big game, 37, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, man, this guy's going to be a player. Then he went to Brooklyn, and those first year or two, it was like, he was okay. He was okay. He was all right, but he never, Mikal Bridges was the guy that, took off. But now you're seeing this year, I think, what a lot of people thought he could be, and that's why, half the teams in the league are interested in this.
Yeah, Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson are both kind of that definition of the 3-and-D guy that everybody wants, right? And the Suns had both of them at one time.
Right.
And they was like, no, we got to get something better. And look where they are right now. Here's more on the month that Cam Johnson is having from Danny Chow. In the month of December, Johnson averaged 22 points per game, shot nearly 50% from the field, 44% from three on 7.5 triple attempts a game. His full season numbers are not too far from that. He has a higher true shooting percentage than Jokic. So he's a really good player, is having a really good year. I heard Alan Stiles on today talking about how dangers of acquiring any player in any sport, but you never want to pick up a guy who's having a great year and then see him, fall off.
Right.
But Cam Johnson, he's having an excellent year, but he's always been very good. So you never know. But I think the floor with him is still very high.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know if the Kings will get him, but that's some of the reasons why so many teams want him.
And he's averaging this for a Brooklyn Nets team. And I know Cam Thomas is, a guy that fills it up and everything, but he's not drawing two likes. Cam Johnson is earning his points. It's not like empty calorie points. He's only taking 12.8 shots a game.
Right.
It's not like Jordan Poole chucking up 20 shots a game or anything like that. And so to your point that you said earlier about, you're reading how he could fit in any system, he's a basketball player, man.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a ISO ball dominant guy. He can play off the ball. He can play on the ball a little bit. And he would fit in any system. If I'm Golden State, and I know they're our rivals, I'm looking at him for them. Like, I think they should be in a play. And I understand Kings fans. I want him to come here, but he would fit in perfectly, I think, with Golden State as well. Too.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Everything now, not everything, but so much is about the 3-and-D wing, as I said. And there he is. That's not only is he the best 3-and-D wing available right now, he's a really good one. And we know that's something that the Kings have been lacking for whatever reason. I have no idea why, but there's definitely a shortage of that type of player on the Kings roster.
And he may move to the top of my list, Whitey.
Really?
In the all-in situation. Because here's why. And trust me, I love John Collins. John Collins is my guy. He would be perfect for this team. But Cam's under control for 2 more years after this.
Yeah.
Had a solid contract around 22 million a year. And that's not bad in today's NBA. And so he's still a young player. To your point, he still has room to grow.
It fits the timeline of your court, and it actually would extend it a little bit.
Right, exactly. And, you hope Keegan can develop as well. And so then you're talking Keegan and Cam in your front court. That's a pretty solid front court. That's a pretty potent front court.
I think Cam Johnson potentially could be the most efficient King since I don't know how Jay feels about this guy.
Come on. Why are you doing
I think this
this,
guy's
man?
better, but in terms of efficiency, I think he could be the most efficient Kings player since Kevin Martin. And Kevin Martin is kind of he was hyper efficient, got a big contract. Some Kings fans are not crazy about Kevin Martin, but offensively, he was hyper efficient. And Cam, there's a lot of that in Cam. But I think he's better overall.
Whitey.
Were you a Kmart guy?
No, I'm just saying the dude ain't even played a second or even a trade. Ain't like
he has. He just hasn't here, but he certainly has play. I mean, he's proven what he is. Jay, were you a Kmart guy? I'm guessing you were not.
Really? No, I think
love Kmart.
Oh, okay.
Love
All right.
Kmart. Kmart is clothesline you.
He was a good dude, too.
When
real
you say
good.
efficient, yeah, Kmart, when you say efficient, what does that mean, though?
It means a lot of points on not as many shots.
Okay, you're talking not necessarily, 3 point, because I'm looking at De'Aaron Fox a couple years ago when he had like average 25, 26 and shot 50% from the field.
Mm-hmm.
That's efficient too to me.
It certainly is.
I didn't know if I shooting percentage
if I overlooked De'Aaron Fox, if I insulted De'Aaron Fox, I apologize. But Cam Johnson is that type of hyper efficient offensive player.
And here's the thing about Cam, to your point, Whitey. He is, and HB was my guy. But when you kick it out to Cam for an open look, he's knocking it down. You know what I mean? He's Harrison Barnes, but more efficient and a better shooter. And you know what I mean? He's more complete in terms of his offense, I think, than Harrison Barnes. Like more upside at the time you acquired him, if you get him, than HB.
Yeah, there are other options if you don't get him, but that's why the Kings are said to be targeting him. That's why so many teams are after him. Not only is he the best player available right now by many measures, but he's just a really great fit for this team. Would give them a lot of what they need right now.
I want to know, though, Kings fans, because we know and we've seen the reports out there that Cam Johnson and the Kings are in on him. We see had Sam report that, Slatry, everybody's reported that. Extensive talks. The question is, how much are you willing to give up? What's too much to give up? Because I think everybody's in agreement. This guy would help us out. We want this guy. But what's the price, Whitey? We keep spending and talking about Cam. Ain't nobody arguing about Cam, whether he would fit or not. The question now is, because you got other contenders too, how much are you willing to give up? And if you're a Kings fan, price be damned.
Are you willing to give up
two?
I think it comes down to this. I think it's a great question. Are you willing to give up 2 first-rounders? Or a first-rounder in Devin Carter, which is essentially 2 first-rounders? Is that would you go that high? Is that too high?
Damn,
if they were,
ouch. Damn. But that's why I asked the question. I'm not saying I'm going to answer the question. I'm just saying I'm going to ask the question because that's a lot. I wouldn't give up Devin Carter. Until I got to see something first. Like, I got to see what the guy can give me first, and maybe 2 very protected, or at least 1 really, really heavily protected.
First round pick protected 1 through 25.
Right, exactly. That'll convert to 2 seconds in 2040 or something like that.
But you got half the league after the guy. You're not going to get him that way.
That's the question. So you're giving up 2 first.
Yes.
Damn.
Yeah.
What kind of protections? Or
I don't know.
It doesn't even matter. Does it matter?
Well, no, I mean, I don't have an answer for you on that. I don't know. 1 through 10. If we can do that. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I mean, because I think that's what it comes down to, right? Is we can say that, but what does Monty and those guys feel is too much to give up? Are 2 first-rounders too much? In their eye, I don't know. I think we got to wait and see.
Right. I think a guy of that caliber, that's what it costs in today's NBA. And I know it's kind of been almost coming down a little bit from the exorbitant range that Danny Ainge ended up, setting it at when he traded Gobert and Donovan Mitchell. But for Cam Johnson, to me, it's like, especially with other teams interested, that's what it's going to cost. So I'm in on that.
Selena, your boy is starving, so I appreciate that. Thank you. All right.
What do we got tonight? Any idea?
No, it looks like pot pie or something like that. All right. What this is. Yeah, I don't know, bro. I might get this one to you today. Yeah, 2 first rounders. That's a lot. Somebody on the text line 916. I'll trade Cam Johnson for 2 first rounders and Kevin Huerter. They would do.
Huerter, Carter, and a first is the absolute most. That's from Zach. Yeah,
that's basically
considering Carter is like a first. Yeah,
Damn.
So
we ready to give up Devin Carter already? I hadn't even seen the kid. Everybody was so excited. And Kevin O'Connor's like, this is going to be the steal of the draft. And some fans are ready to get rid of him. I want to
Kevin O'Connell said that?
Yeah, about Devin Carter.
Then he's no.
Then he's wrong. No, that's
then you want to trade.
Take the opposite hell,
right now. Yeah. Here's the other thing you got to consider when it comes to trading Devin Carter. We'll talk about that when we come back here. It's a big question for the Kings right now, and it's next on Sacktown Sports.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find. Happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too. Get an instant cash offer for your trade at FolsomLakeHonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group. And I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney. And the truth is, I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney or if I look like an attorney, I apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. At Wesley, we've helped over 40,000 families cancel their timeshare without me being an attorney. And I want to share with you how we do it. Just give my office a call and you will not talk to an attorney. And I guarantee if we take you as a client, we'll get you out of your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. Call 800-885-3663. That's 800-885-3663. 800-885-3663.
Happy New Grill. Whitey here reminding you that not all grills are created equal. Give your family a real treat as we did on Christmas Eve. Bring out all the flavors of the new year with the amazing Napoleon Prestige line of outdoor cookers. Napoleon grills have features other grills can't match. They're built different, built better, built to last. Complete with a lifetime warranty and premium steel that boasts absolute quality. Whitey and Napoleon Grills wish you Happy New Year. Visit Green Acres Nursery today for your best selection of Napoleon grills and accessories.
Get huge year-end savings on the all-new 2025 Silverado now at Maida Chevy.
With $8,000 off MSRP after rebates on select new 2025 half-ton Silverado LT and RST.
And Maida Chevy has one of the largest selections of new 2025 Silverados in the Sacramento area.
$8,000 off new 2025 Silverado at Maida Chevy. Now that's big, huge. See them all at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Not available with special financing, leasing, some of their offers.
Time now for your 49ers report, brought to you by Jeremy Winter, attorney at law. He cares because he's been there. Brock Purdy injured his right elbow with just under 2 minutes to play, and the Niners 40-34 lost to Detroit on Monday night in Santa Clara. Kyle Shanahan did not provide much information after the game on Purdy's injury, and his status for next week's season finale versus Arizona at this time is uncertain.
Serious accident. You deserve the law offices of Jeremy Winter. 877-637-3237. Jeremy lost his mother in a car accident and knows firsthand the pain caused by tragedy. That is why he became an attorney to fight for others who are going through a tragedy. If you've been seriously injured in an accident, you deserve more. You deserve better. You deserve Jeremy Winter. 877-637-3237.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Got the rehearsals for some of tonight's entertainment going on. Earlier, there was high school basketball going on the floor here at the Gold One Center. Grapes, I got to tell you a quick story because it brought back memories. So one time, we're fooling around in practice, and I was playing for the Hogan Spartans and doing a press break, and I had the ball at the baseline. I just flung it like three-quarter court. We broke the press, and the coach is like, great, we got a new press break. So we're playing in the Elk Grove tournament, and we're kind of stumbling around, off to a decent start, not playing great. But there's a press, so it's like, all right, give it to Gleason. It's baseline. So and we have a guy, I think one of the campus brothers, and he's like wide open at the other end of, top of the key. And so I got to throw it to him, and the ball just goes straight up in the air. Just like, whoop! What? And they intercepted, take it, and score. So halftime, the coach, Stevenson, rest in peace, he's not happy. He's like, what is it? What? Gleason, what the hell was that? Yeah. I said, Coach, that was my Jim Zorn impersonation. And everyone started laughing. Yeah. Everyone started laughing. I would have bitched you for that for the rest of the season. Everyone started laughing, and even the coach was like, kind of cracked a smile. And we go on to win the game.
Did you? Yeah. You would have been on the bench, man. I would have I would have benched you the rest of the season for that. You really said that?
Yes. What can I say? Ball just came straight up,
my
right out of
God.
straight up there. Whoop. It was horrible.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. That's
Yeah.
funny. That's a good one.
All right. So Devin Carter possibly debuting tonight. He's available. We
Yes.
expect he'll play. Do you have to be less reluctant to even consider trading him given the De'Aaron Fox situation? I know a lot of fans are saying, hey, Devin Carter could be your next point guard. Hopefully De'Aaron stays, but we know he may not decide to stay. So do you have to keep Devin Carter so that you have insurance against De'Aaron Fox leaving?
No, I think those two are independent of each other, to be honest with you. I think, Devin Carter is more of a combo guard, if you will. De'Aaron is more of a lead guard. I think, you have to look at the haul you would get back, let's say. Like, I think when it comes to Devin Carter, I need to see him first. Like,
Yeah.
we don't even know. We haven't seen this guy. We've seen him in 2 G League games. Like, I think those two are so independent of each other.
I agree.
Yeah, that's all I got on that. I
Yeah,
just think
and
that-
again, we all hope De'Aaron doesn't leave, and we don't think he wants to leave. If he did, I mean, given what I have right now, I mean, Malik Monk's a pretty good point guard, isn't he?
Yeah, he's pretty good. And, I think when you look at the NBA, point guard might be the deepest position out there. Like, there's a lot of guys not getting run that probably could start on a lot of teams. I mean, it took Tyus Jones, who's now with Phoenix, how many years to finally get his opportunity? And so I don't think it's a dearth, a lack of good point guards out there. I think a lot of teams have those, and so I think it's independent. Those two guys.
Devin Carter's dad played
yeah.
point guard. Anthony Carter was a point guard in the NBA for 13 seasons between 1999 and 2012. So miraculously, having played during that period for that many years, he was never a Sacramento King, because some of those years it seemed like everybody played
for the Kings
at some point in there.
Yeah.
But he had a nice career. He was in Stockton last night, and presumably he's going to be here tonight to see his son's NBA debut. And here's Anthony Carter. He says his boy Devin has a very high IQ and can play both sides of the ball.
I thought he looked really well. The kid is a smart player. He knows the game. He's very patient on the offensive end, and he wants to guard the best players every night on the defensive end. And I think he can impact the game, on both sides of the ball, with his athleticism, his IQ as far as like making the right plays and knowing how to read the offense, knowing how to read the defense. And it's just going to be fun to see him go out there and play.
Has to be a huge advantage, right, to have a dad who played professional sports, whatever sport we're talking about.
Yeah, 100%, man. And we're seeing it now, a lot more in the league.
I guess you gave a really good answer. Some RJ's giving you a cookie.
No, I just had a couple oatmeal raisin. I'll take another one. Let me see.
You like something you said, thought you deserved it.
Yeah, there's a double chocolate for him. He's a double chocolate guy. Yeah.
All right. You need any draft picks for that?
Wheeling and dealing, right?
Yeah.
Trade deadline is approaching, right? Trade season is underway. But no, you're seeing it a lot more now too, man. The kids of former NBA players, Carmelo's son, the Boozers, Matt Barnes' kids coming up.
Yeah.
And so you get that knowledge, and you also get that training regimen. Like, that's, I look at my son Nick, and that's one of the things that I feel like I failed as a dad.
Maybe you're being a little too hard on yourself.
No, but I'm saying no. In this regard, like, I feel like pro athletes understand work ethic, understand sacrifice, understand the getting up at 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. That's not me. That's not Drapes. I'm not. And now that I look back on it, I wish I would have, hey, dude, even at golf, it doesn't have to be basketball. Yeah. It could be whatever. Hey, let's go out to the range this morning before school or something. But I think with pro athletes, you live that so much, you sort of pass that work ethic on. Trey Lyles' dad, I was talking to about him, about Trey Lyles growing up. And he said one of the things he used to do with Trey is they used to work out at 5 a.m. every morning. He would wake Trey up. Come on, Trey. And it got to a point where Trey started asking his dad, are we going tomorrow? Or Dad, wake up, let's go. And it sort of instilled and taught him that. And I would imagine, Anthony Carter probably instilled that in Devin's, workout too. Just saying, man, that's a sore subject for me, Whitey. I get personal when it comes to stuff like that, man.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Sorry about that.
Anthony Carter, speaking of, fathers and sons, he says he gets a little nervous watching Devin play.
I'm just a little bit nervous, what I'm saying, not knowing what to expect. And hopefully, he get a chance to play. And then hopefully I can be a part of, watching him making his NBA debut. And I know how much hard work he put in behind the scene and, with his rehab stuff. And hopefully he get his first game against us.
That is a tough thing to watch, huh? I can't imagine at the NBA level.
Right, at the NBA level.
Your kids play sports. The worst for me was volleyball because there's so much time where the ball's just up in the air and you're just waiting for it to come down to see what's going to happen.
And I would imagine, too, Whitey, what's even worse on a professional level is, as a parent, and I know Anthony Carter's on the Memphis staff, but as a parent, when you have to sit in the stands, and, fans can be brutal.
Yeah.
And if they're talking about your kid, like that got to be tough to just sit there and listen. Tell you a quick story. This is the Detroit game. I'm calling the game, and sitting behind me afterwards was the mom of Mike Brown. Mike Brown's mom was sitting right behind me. So I go talk to her. And she's like, yeah, I was just sitting there in the stands. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh. Like, I said, Miss, did you have your earplugs in? Like, because I know. She said, Kyle, I just leave it up to the Lord. I felt bad. Like, fans are rough on the professional level. When it's kids, they don't rip, you may rip your own kid or something, but you're not like, no, I'm just saying, we've seen parents say, Johnny, pass the ball, or Johnny, shoot that. But nobody is yelling at somebody else's kid. On the pro level, everybody's yelling at the players out there, the coaches. That got to be tough, too.
Yeah, I think it probably has to be tough as well if you played in the NBA and you're watching your son and you can't tell him anything. And it's, I hope the coaches are telling them the right things, but right. Anthony Carter is seeing things that Devin Carter hadn't seen yet.
Yeah, exactly. And I think, as a parent, and how this is, you hope you prepare them for whatever they'll face. You give them the tools, and then once they get out there, it's on them. It's on them.
So Anthony Carter says, he's nervous watching Devin Carter play, but he was also very nervous at the draft, and here's why.
The nervousness at the NBA draft was a little different because we didn't know if he was going to get drafted because of the shoulder situation. But we had already told all the GMs and owners about the shoulder, and we were just hoping that he got drafted. And this situation tonight is going to be surreal, and it really haven't hit me yet. But just to see him at that scores table, and then me talking to him, because before every game that I've ever been to, I always told him, good luck, have fun, and I love you, and then those are the three things that I always told him. But so it's just going to be a fun night just to coach against him. And I already told them if he get in the game and scores 2 points, I'm standing up and, going to cheer for his 2 points. But other than that, I want to win.
So Anthony Carter's on the Memphis staff?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. And I'll tell you what, I'm calling it right now. If Devin Carter scores tonight, he gets the game ball. You know what I mean? Like, he has to get the game ball. Dad in attendance, too.
Yeah.
Like, you got to give the young rookie the game ball afterwards. And so, no, it's an exciting time, man. And, by most accounts, I remember when he was drafted. And this wasn't just Kevin O'Connor. It was the people on the TV. It was everybody. Yeah, I think even John Hollinger, he may have even liked this pick. Like, this was universally thought of as a home run pick for the Sacramento Kings.
And they might have gotten lucky that maybe some teams that would have drafted him passed on him because of
that shoulder. And I wonder, too, when you look at the Kings and their struggles this season, did that magnify, and the success of some of the other rookies, did that sort of put a magnifying glass on Devin Carter? For instance, if the Kings were 20-5 right now, whatever the record may be, would we be clamoring as much for Devin Carter's return? But because we've struggled, we're looking for any sign of hope, any kind of help, lifeline, if you will, and that's Devin Carter maybe out here tonight.
Well, you're talking about Nick's work ethic, and Ward says Sounds like he skipped another shift at True Sports.
He's there right now, actually. He's putting
Good
it
for
on.
him.
He is there right now.
Getting it done.
He should be. Dude, been off for 2 weeks from school. How many days do you think he actually went to work?
I don't know.
2. I'm like, come on, bro.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. Man, get your butt up into work, man. Man, these kids these days.
More
too
days
much
than I worked
Xbox.
over the holidays.
Too
What
much
can I say?
That's true. That's true. You were, on the beach somewhere, I'm sure. No, too much Xbox nowadays. Too much Xbox.
Too much?
Way too much. These kids got too many options now.
What does Jerry Reynolds think of tonight and all the drama and Devin Carter's debut? We'll find out. The all-time Kings icon, Jerry Reynolds, joins us next. Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-583-5795. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-583-5795. That's 800-583-5795. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
I don't feel so good.
You do feel hot. Dayquil Kids will take care of that fever.
What about my cough?
Dayquil Kids has that covered.
Will it make my throat feel better?
Yes, that too.
But will it taste good?
Yep, Dayquil Kids comes in your favorite flavor.
Purple?
Well, yes, it's great.
Try new Dayquil Kids Plus Fever, the daytime coughing, aching, sore throat fever just for kids medicine. Safe for kids 6+. Use as directed.
Every school day was a vaping day for me. It wasn't a social thing anymore. Suddenly, it became something I was doing independently every day. Recently, I was sitting next to somebody on the freeway, and I saw them vaping. I was like, wow, is that what I look like? And that didn't sit too well with me. That image has been a big motivation to quit.
No quit story is the same. For free support, text Kick Nicotine to 66819 today.
There's a reason why more and more people are coming from all over to Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Folsom, Elk Grove, Woodland, Roseville. And it's not just because they're centrally located next to Hagan Oaks Golf Course. It's because they make the car buying experience different than anywhere else. Yeah, of course they can get you a great price. That's the easy part. Where their general manager, Chuck Dean, and his team really make a difference is they don't believe you should have to sacrifice great customer service to get a great deal. Stomp on in today and see for yourself. That's Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. It's the place where a handshake still means something.
Drowning in IRS debt? If you can't afford to pay your IRS debt due to economic hardship, you can now be free of IRS collection efforts by taking advantage of a special IRS tax hardship program. This program allows Americans who owe the IRS to resolve their delinquent tax debt once and for all. In some cases, maybe even reducing what you owe significantly. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Simply dial 800-519-6360. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and cannot afford to pay them back or have years of unfiled tax returns, help is standing by. Just call the Community Tax Helpline today at 800-519-6360 for the help that you need. Don't take on the IRS alone. They can attack your wages, savings, pension, home, and even your Social Security check. Call 800-519-6360 to see if you qualify. That's 800-519-6360.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer? Can we sleep cooler? Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. And now it's our lowest price of the season on our top-selling i8 smart bed. Your best savings, plus free home delivery with an adjustable base. Exclusively at a Sleep Number store near you. All Sleep Number smart beds offer temperature solutions for your best sleep. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
No two people learn the exact same way. So how did Babbel become the award-winning language learning app? We thought of you, all of you. Take Sierra. As a visual learner, she uses Babbel's wordplay videos.
Today I'll share a quick lesson on shopping in French.
Merci beaucoup. Keith is a be in the room with real people kind of learner, so he loves the live online classes with our language experts.
Okay, class. Vos está pronto.
Estamos prontos.
However you learn, Babbel makes it easy. Try Babbel for free at babbel.com, BABBEL.com.
Your local sports leader in the 916.
KHD 1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, Sacktown Sports 1140.
It's the Drive Guy. Watch the show on youtube.com/SacktownSports1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
We got a lot going on tonight, a lot at stake as the Kings take on the Memphis Grizzlies. Devin Carter potentially making his debut. And here to help us sort it all out, try to figure out where the Kings are, where they will be at the conclusion of this one. Nice enough to join us, as he does once a week. All-time Kings icon,
yes,
the one and only Jerry Reynolds. Coach, how are you on this fine Friday?
Really good. I got on the treadmill, and was listening to you guys. Thought it would help me get through the pain and of the treadmill itself. I got to say, you guys failed miserably in that part. But anyway, it's a big day for the Kingies, and Christie's crew looks like they're heading the right direction.
Yeah, what has stood out to you, Coach, about the last two wins?
Well, certainly the defense in late games. I thought, against Philly, I thought, doubling Paul George and Tyrese Maxey, because they're basically the only guys that really could score, and the ball with Paul is always stuck with Paul. He might as well have stick him on his hands, and so you're not risking a lot by doubling him. Maxey, of course, a different story, but I thought that really turned the game, and. They went on that great run because, Philly really couldn't get anything going offensively. So, that was a good move. And of course, I love the fact that Keon Ellis looks like going to be playing big minutes, and I think he should.
Hey, Coach, obviously a new situation for Doug being in that first chair out there. You've been there before. How do you sustain, I guess, this kind of effort? Like, what's the key in getting that message across? Because we know Mike Brown preached defense, preached effort, preached hustle. Why has it worked 2 games in with Doug, you think?
Well, I think part of it is being a new guy. I've always said I've been interim myself, and it quite honestly, the first few games, it's probably not a problem getting that extra effort, because the players quite honestly want to make sure you don't think they're to blame for the problems. But that will go away. so it'll be up to Doug and his staff to be, creative, to find different ways to motivate guys. I think he's got some high quality people on this team that, will take, maybe a different direction, a little different voice is really maybe that's required.
Mm-hmm. Having been an interim coach yourself, Jerry, and maybe this is hard to answer in a broad sense, but how does an interim coach come into a situation and know what to keep? Yeah, we're going to keep doing that, and what to change?
Well, I do think, coming in as an interim, you've got some idea, just as a coach being on the bench, of what you like to individually. You see the strengths of the team, things you like, and some things, I kind of wish we'd do more of this or a little more of that, or I think this guy ought to play a little more. As an assistant, you got to be loyal to the boss, and as you should, but that doesn't mean you can't have some different thoughts. And I think with Coach Christie, we're already seeing, how he would like to do a few things different. And I think as you go, you just kind of simplify and make simple changes in most of the things that the team's been doing. Just maybe cut out maybe a few less dribble handoffs and maybe a little more high-low action or high screen rolls, things of that nature. Just try to find a way to be a little bit more efficient on offense and defense, and because you just can't change everything.
Yeah. Our guy Jerry Reynolds joining us. Jerry, I want to switch gears real quick. We'll get back to the Kings, but I just saw this, fellas, from Shams on the interweb, if you will. Miami Heat. Jimmy Butler has been suspended for 7 games for multiple instances of conduct detrimental to the team over the course of the season, and particularly the last several weeks. Coach Jimmy Butler in the news a lot, especially after his comments yesterday. What do you make of that situation? And, you know, if you're Miami, do you got to get that kind of situation out of the locker room, move on from Jimmy Butler?
Yeah, I think you do. I mean, I think that's the sad part about Jimmy Butler. He's a terrific player, but this is his 4th team and somewhat similar situations in it with every one of them, where he is a terrific player, then he wears out his welcome. And is there a market for him? I think what it told me some time ago was that with Miami, the problem started because I think he and his agent would have liked to have an extension. He's got a 1 year on his player option on his contract, $50 million. And I think he was wanting a new deal or promise of a new deal. And I think Pat Riley wisely, we're not doing that. And so Jimmy's, Jimmy's becoming the bad Jimmy again. And I don't know, just what his value is around the league. I mean, I think any team with the good Jimmy for a half year about every team would be better, but, do you want the potential of the bad Jimmy and paying him a couple $100 million going forward at his age and his kind of track record overall? I wouldn't, but that's just me. Yeah.
Coach.
Huh?
Yeah.
The Heat said they just released a statement too. The Heat did and say it says in part, Jimmy and his representative have indicated that they wish to be traded. Therefore, we will listen to offers.
Oh, okay.
Should Monty pick up that phone?
Well, I'd rather Monty try to get Cam Johnson or John Collins. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to ask you, Jer. Cam Johnson appears to be a target based on what's being reported. How would you like his fit here?
Oh, he'd be a great fit. And I think Collins would be a great fit. By the way, Collins is actually younger than Johnson.
How about that?
Oh,
how about that? But but I mean, they're basically same age. 20. I think Collins 27 and Johnson 28. So they both, fit there. They both fit in every way, player wise. They're different, but I mean, they fit this team, and they would both, I think, make this team better, not just for this year, but going forward. And so. In my mind, it's like you guys were talking about. It's like, well, what do you have to give up to get one of them? That's probably the deciding factor. Really, I'd feel comfortable if I were Monty, trying to get a deal for either one, and whichever one you get, you're better.
Hey, Jerry, you've been in this position before. Do you think, as we talk about the trade deadline coming up, are the Kings in the position to be stingy, cheap, or should they overpay? Because if you believe in this core, you sort of got to surround them with talent right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's a case where it's going to be pretty hard to change the core. I mean, I think there's enough talent here. You've got 3 guys that have been on all-star teams, deservedly, and so in my mind, this team really has enough talent with some additional talent to have a real chance in the West. Now you're in a hole now, but a bunch of teams are in the hole. Phoenix is struggling. They haven't found it. Golden State to some degree. So there's you can make up ground. I mean, you're not out of it, but you're going to have to honestly, play better than they have for the up to date. So if they could make a real good trade, I think they could, have a legitimate chance still certainly at a top 8.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Jerry, going back to the Mike Brown situation, I know you were kind enough to come on last Saturday with me and Emron, but for those who didn't get a chance to hear that, were you surprised when you heard the news of Mike Brown's firing?
Oh, I was very much surprised. Probably not quite as surprised as Kyle was in the plane, but yeah, I mean, in all honesty, I mean, I certainly see the team wasn't really performing at the level that everybody expected, but I thought with Mike's record, obviously coach of the year, and then last year 46 wins, and having had some key injuries down the stretch, I just assumed he'd get, this year, to be honest, and at worst, maybe an all-star break to where they at least, maybe have a come to Jesus talk or something like that. But so anyway, yeah, I'm very surprised.
Joined by Jerry Reynolds. Jerry, you brought up Keon Ellis a little bit ago. I'm looking at, under Mike, he spotty minutes. Sometimes he's in the lineup, sometimes he's not. Then I see him getting to start the other night, leading the team in minutes, playing the entire fourth quarter. Can you just speak to his value, and has he done enough where he has to be in the rotation? It seems like with Doug, he's going to be there, but should he have even been in the rotation earlier? Like, should he have had a cemented firm spot in the rotation?
Well, I believe so. That's probably one area where I would second guess Coach Brown. I felt the very first game of the year, with Herter coming off injury and not having played in the preseason and all that, it would have been the perfect time to go ahead and start Keon, because he and De'Aaron had played well, I thought, at the end of the year, and had really changed the defense and all that. And I thought it had been just looking at it from a coach's perspective, it'd be easy to go ahead and start Keon, and Herter, obviously tell Herter, well, we're going to bring you along slowly, and if you got, you get your game back and all that, and prove you can start, and that'd be it. So it'd been an easy way to do it, I thought. So, and I think it was a mistake, quite honestly, that he didn't do it that way. And so that probably, and then, the inconsistent minutes. So I don't know all about that. I think any time a coach has got some other ideas, you don't know what he was thinking or whatever. But having said that, I think Keon's, when you got a team that can't make 3-point shots, and he can, and then you got a team that's poor defensively and he's not, it just, I don't know, I'm not the brightest, sharpest knife in the drawer, but it's like, well, damn, it seems like he ought to kind of be part of
that. Speaking of coaching decisions, let's say tonight, Jerry Reynolds is with us. We're not sure yet who's playing, but if Zach Edey plays and starts, you have Zach Edey and Jaren Jackson Jr., and you're the Kings. How do you match up with that in your starting lineup, Jerry?
You don't. That's the problem. Although, I think they make them match up with you. Obviously, Zach Edey, I think, he hadn't played a lot, but he's been a very, very good rookie to date. He presents unusual problems with his size and skill, but for Memphis, it's make Zach adjust to Domas.
Yeah.
And the more you can move him around and get him involved away from the basket, and run him, change ends of the floor, all that. Certainly, I think the real advantage would be to the Kings in that matchup, to be honest. And it's not taken away from Edey. I think he's going to be a good player, but Domas is way too mobile for him.
Wow. And you were high on Edey coming out of college, weren't you?
Oh, yeah. I think he's a guy, that may not ever be a star, but my goodness, you have to scout for him and adjust for him. He's a really big person that has skill, and so I think they made a very wise choice there. Whether whether he'll be a 35-minute guy and put up all-star numbers, I don't know about that, but I think he'll be very productive and valuable for a lot of years.
Yeah, we'll see if he plays tonight dealing with a migraine. Jerry, I'm looking at DeMar DeRozan, and so much has been made about his fit. How do we unlock DeMar? I'm looking at some of his numbers the last 4 games, pretty decent. As a coach, do you try to figure something out, a way to help DeMar, or is it DeMar can get in where he fits in? Like you don't have to break your offense or do anything special. Like because of who he is, he can, find his shot anytime out there.
Well, yeah, I think all that's true. I've probably been a little outspoken on some other sites, and I think the guy's terrific. I think he is who he is. He's always been good. But I think for this team, I honestly think he'd be better, and the team be better off coming off the bench, becoming that high-scoring 6-man. And that way, you could really go to him, with the second unit where he could go, basically be the focus of the offense. And then you'd probably, with the Trey Lyles as a starter, you get a little more size in there, kind of do it that way. Now, I don't know how DeMar would, if he'd agree with that or not. That's another issue, but he's always been a class guy and a team guy. But I just think, as a off the bench guy, could be like Monk was last year. He could be a 17, 18 point spark off the bench.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Interesting. Jerry Reynolds joining us here. Jerry, do you think that maybe in that fourth quarter with that tremendous close we saw from the Kings, nobody knows about Kings home court advantage the way you do? Did we maybe see a little bit of that rear its head once again? Did the Kings play in that fourth quarter with a home court advantage?
Good Lord, I hope so. My gosh, where'd it go? Let's get it. But it's supposed to have a home court advantage, and just haven't had it. And so I think with Coach Christie, and that would be a real challenge here. I think to get that back. This team has been terrific on the road, the last 3 years, and so. You hope that continues, but the home record has just been, it's just no good. And so, but with winning 2 in a row, so win some more, and maybe. But that's a key for this team. We've talked about it, man. You have got to win a high percentage of home games, or don't even talk about playoffs.
Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah. Well, that's an interesting
sound like Jim
time.
Moore. Playoffs.
Yes. Yes. Well, your Chiefs wrapped that up a long time ago. You upset that Mahomes is not going to a Pro Bowl? He's not a Pro Bowl selection, Jerry?
Yeah, you'd kind of think he might be, but here's a surprise. Probably, I bet he don't give a crap. What do you think?
I don't bet you don't either.
I don't either. No. I think we're going to see Chiefs and Eagles. I think that's what we're going to see in the Super Bowl.
Bring it on. Let's go. Maybe a friendly wager, Jerry. Maybe a friendly wager.
Maybe even an unfriendly wager would work.
That's true.
All right, Coach. Enjoy the game. We appreciate it. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you soon.
Well, I am going to enjoy the game, and the Christie crew will continue to romp.
There we go.
Yes.
Thanks, Jerry. We'll see you. Yeah.
All right, now.
Jerry Reynolds, former Kings, everything. You name it, he pretty much has done it. And there is his jersey hanging right there, which they raised to the rafters because of his work as the general manager of the Sacramento Monarchs. He's big on Cam Johnson and your guy, John Collins.
Yeah, exactly. Why not get them both somehow, right? Like, be greedy, if you will. I wouldn't mind that at all. And it's crazy. Jerry and I see eye to eye on a lot of things, like a lot of things. So, and it worries me, though. Because he's a Chiefs fan, you know what I mean? It kind of worries me, but no, I'm in on both those guys. I like both those guys. Cam's at 20 million, I think, next season, 22 the following. John is at 23 million. I like both those guys, and I think either one of those guys could help us out.
One of the things I love about talking to Jerry, so funny and so knowledgeable, but he just has that knack that I think anybody who's done what he's done well has to do, which is, you're analyzing players and things, and he has that ability to just kind of pare things down to their essence.
Right.
Like Keon Ellis. The team doesn't shoot threes well, and he does. The team doesn't defend, and he does. Well, I think I would have played him.
Right? Yeah, exactly. It's obvious. And so, no, it's great. And I love how much Jerry still loves the league and follows the league. Like, he's up on it all, man, throughout the Jimmy Butler situation. And that's, spiraling out of control. And he knew exactly where to go with it. Good stuff.
Yeah. You ever have time to sit down with him and just run through like old players? It's amazing. Like,
really?
Yeah.
Just throw out a name or something.
Van Arsdale, yes. I'll tell you about when he played in high school.
Right.
I knew his coach, stuff like that. It's incredible.
All right.
It's incredible. So we're looking forward to hopefully a night to remember tonight with Devin Carter making his debut and the Christie crew, as Jerry calls them, trying to keep it rolling. We're going to take a quick time out. We've got Brevin Knight coming up. Brevin Knight from the Grizzlies broadcast crew. Stanford guy, right?
Stanford product, yes. I was a big Brevin Knight fan growing up.
Oh, you were?
Back in the day. When he was playing for Stanford, I kept an eye on him.
Yeah?
Big fan. He doesn't know that, but even in Philly.
He'll know it soon. We'll have to let him know.
I'll let him know.
When Brevin Knight joins us here from the Goal One Center. Coming up on Sacktown Sports.
California's largest sportsman's expo is back, January 16th at Cal Expo in Sacramento. We've got more tackle. Grab deep discounts on a huge selection of fishing gear, apparel, and accessories at the giant Fisherman's Warehouse booth. This is the place to discover your next adventure, nearby or around the world. Your life outdoors at the International Sportsman's Expo, January 16th through 19th at Cal Expo in Sacramento. More info at sportsexpos.com.
Hello, I'm Frank Ockrell with Retirement Security Center for the weekly economic update. Santa's thus far failed to provide a rally for investors. Santa Claus rally usually takes place in the last 5 trading days of a given year and into the first 2 trading days of the new year. This time period has seen an average increase of 1.3% compared to 7 normal trading days, which is average 0.3%. With Santa possibly failing to show up this holiday season, what could that mean for the stock market in 2025? Historically, if the period ends up positive, January is positive as well, and the market averages 10.4% return for the whole year. When the market is negative, January tends to end up down, and the whole year averages just 5%. Today's market close could be an important hurdle for investors in 2025. What tends to lead to market corrections? Surprisingly, higher interest rates and inflation fears are more likely to cause corrections when compared to slowing economic growth or rising unemployment. How might this affect you or your family? Please go to frankontheradio.com to schedule an appointment, watch videos, and receive market updates. I'm ready to help you start your journey so you can define your future.
Securities and investment advisory services offered through Osaic FA Incorporated, member FINRA SIPC. Osaic FA is separately owned, and other entities and/or marketing names, products, or services referenced here are independent of Osaic FA.
Happy New Grill. Whitey here reminding you that not all grills are created equal. Give your family a real treat as we did on Christmas Eve. Bring out all the flavors of the new year with the amazing Napoleon Prestige line of outdoor cookers. Napoleon grills have features other grills can't match. They're built different, built better, built to last. Complete with a lifetime warranty and premium steel that boasts absolute quality. Whitey and Napoleon Grills wish you Happy New Year. Visit Green Acres Nursery today for your best selection of Napoleon grills and accessories.
Power Business Technology is proud to be a 100% independent, locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer since 2021. Contact us today for all your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Serious accident. You deserve the law offices of Jeremy Winter. 877-637-3237. Jeremy lost his mother in a car accident and knows firsthand the pain caused by tragedy. That is why he became an attorney to fight for others who are going through a tragedy. If you've been seriously injured in an accident, you deserve more. You deserve better. You deserve Jeremy Winter. 877-637-3237.
There's no better time than the beginning of a new year to get ready to make good on all of those promises you've made to yourself about getting fit. And there's no better place than InShape Fitness to get the ball rolling or bouncing. So grab some friends for a game of pickup basketball on our courts, or stretch your limits in a yoga or Pilates class. InShape personal trainers are standing by, just waiting for the opportunity to help you create a happy new you. We are InShape. You are ready. Join online today at InShape.com.
No two people learn the exact same way. So how did Babbel become the award-winning language learning app? We thought of you, all of you. Take Sierra. As a visual learner, she uses Babbel's wordplay videos.
Today I'll share a quick lesson on shopping in French.
Merci beaucoup. Keith is a be in the room with real people kind of learner, so he loves the live online classes with our language experts.
Okay, class. Vos está pronto.
Estamos prontos.
However you learn, Babbel makes it easy. Try Babbel for free at Babbel.com, Babbel.com.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side, your Sleep Number setting. And now it's our lowest price of the season on our top-selling i8 smart bed. Your best savings, plus free home delivery with an adjustable base. Exclusively at a Sleep Number store near you. All Sleep Number smart beds offer temperature solutions for your best sleep. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find. Happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too. Get an instant cash offer for your trade at FolsomLakeHonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Happy New Grill. Whitey here reminding you that not all grills are created equal. Give your family a real treat as we did on Christmas Eve. Bring out all the flavors of the new year with the amazing Napoleon Prestige line of outdoor cookers. Napoleon grills have features other grills can't match. They're built different, built better, built to last. Complete with a lifetime warranty and premium steel that boasts absolute quality. Whitey and Napoleon Grills wish you Happy New Year. Visit Green Acres Nursery today for your best selection of Napoleon grills and accessories.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group. And I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney. And the truth is, I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney or if I look like an attorney, I apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. At Wesley, we've helped over 40,000 families cancel their timeshare without me being an attorney. And I want to share with you how we do it. Just give my office a call and you will not talk to an attorney. And I guarantee if we take you as a client, we'll get you out of your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. 800-822-3910. That's 800-822-3910. 800-822-3910.
With DeMar DeRozan, and it didn't go over well. I don't know that that's confirmed. That's one of the things that was reported. And it's one of the things that some people have talked about as they try to figure out how this all could fit together.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. And
I wouldn't think so.
Yeah, I don't even know if Mike really broached that subject.
You're not buying that?
I'm not buying that. You know, you first of all, a 6-time All-Star, your prize free agent signing, you know, less than half a season in, hey, DeMar, can you come off the bench? No, it didn't make sense to me. And, you know, I said this the other day. When you come off the bench, you got to come off ready to play. DeMar is at 35 years old. He's so used to his routine, warming up, you know, pregame routine, getting into the flow of the game. You know, it didn't make sense to me. And here's the thing. Why would Mike ask DeMar to come off the bench when, based on everything we heard, he was reluctant to put Malik in the starting lineup? Wouldn't you just move Malik back to the to the bench if you weren't a fan of that anyway? Like,
that's assuming. See, I think his hand was forced on Malik. I don't know that was necessarily his idea, but who knows?
When you say his hand, you talking about from management?
Yeah,
from ownership?
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah. I don't think, based on what Mike said, the way he would talk about it, I don't think he really wanted to do it. And it looks like it worked, but I don't pretend to know what happened. I just know that according to reporting, it was something that was broached. The idea of DeMar DeRozan coming off the bench. I'm with you. I was on the air with somebody last couple weeks ago who mentioned that. I said the same thing you did. There's no way DeMar DeRozan would do that. It's not even worth discussing.
Right. It doesn't make sense from a personnel standpoint. And, because the Kings' issues really have been late game defense. They've been in a lot of games this season, but they haven't been able to close out or get the stop. And that's not a DeMar DeRozan starting problem. So to me, that doesn't make sense. That's not addressing the issue and which you have here. And I understand the last, towards that very end, that they got off to some slow starts, but that really, to me, wasn't the issue. The issue was this team they weren't clutch. You got two clutch players who, and the
I
team
think that was
wasn't
at
clutch.
both ends of the floor.
Right.
I agree with
what
you
I'm
on
talking
defense,
about.
but I think it was on offense as well.
Yeah. But the offensive ratings, when I looked at them, they were 6th in clutch offensive rating, but 21st in clutch defensive rating. And so to me, whether you start DeMar or not, that doesn't address the issue, and so that's why I'm not, and it's just me personally, I don't have any inside info with this. I'm not buying it. I could be wrong, but I'm not buying it.
It would, and I don't think it's going to happen. I'm not saying it should happen, but it would address issues like you may have tonight. If DeMar is at the 4, if you have him coming off the bench, and Trey Lyles started, you would have fewer of those devastating mismatches at the 4. But I'm hoping they can address that through other means via trade specifically.
Yes. And I'm looking at, we saw it the other day, the loss of Keegan, not having Keegan. And I'm about to check the updated injury report regarding that. I mean, he does so much for us. And you see when he's not there, when he's out, we don't have much depth back there.
Right.
You got Trey Lyles, but after that, then you're relying on some of your younger guys. And so it'll be interesting to see, if a Zach Edey plays out here tonight. Just got the updated injury report.
Injury report.
Devin Carter is available tonight. Is something that was reported, but they finally actually updated it on the injury report. How about this? Zach Edey still listed as questionable tonight as well. So
we're not going to see him. Too loud in here. Kings fans make it too
loud
for a guy.
Bright.
Yes.
He's not quite ready yet.
Right.
Do you want to see him, or are you like, okay, great, no Zach?
I'm good either way. If he plays, great. I get to see him. If he doesn't play,
Yes, exactly. This would be a big win. This would be you're talking about the second best team in the Western Conference record-wise, and I know they have some injuries, but they still got some players that can do some things out here.
Right. And you've got injuries as well.
You got injuries as well.
Injury,
right. And you're a team now when you're, 14-19 or 15-19, you need all the wins you can get. I don't care who's on the schedule, who's playing or not. At the end of the day, you just got to figure out a way to win.
Let's separate here, and we're hoping to get Brevin Knight here on momentarily.
Hey, Brevin over there in the hotel right now chilling. He should be on here soon,
right,
man. He's in town.
Separating.
He told me you ain't his guy no more. I think that's what happened.
Oh, is that what it was?
No. Okay, let me not. I'm not gonna start that. I'm not gonna start that.
Yeah, you ain't threw my name out there. That's the problem.
I did throw your name out there. I did. I said. I said Draper, and he was like, "Oh man, don't worry about him. Who's the other guy? Who's the other host?" And I said Kevin Whitey Gleason. Said that's my guy.
Oh, I'm sure. Hey, Keegan Murray is officially out too. I don't know if I mentioned that, guys. Keegan officially out tonight.
That's obviously short-term disturbing, but I mean, it's been a couple games now.
Yeah. Dude needs the time off the feet. He needs some time. It's something that's been bothering him, most of the season, and so I'm not surprised.
Yeah, that's interesting because, like I said yesterday, officially it's something that's been bothering him since the Houston game, but it's possible, if not likely, that it's something that's been bothering him longer than that.
Yes.
The ankle.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. Yeah. So how about this, Drapes? So 0 to 10 rating on these things. 0 means like, that ain't going to happen. 10 means, oh, yeah, it is absolutely going to happen. Just your opinion here.
Okay.
We'll both play. Jay can play too if he wants. Doug Christie will coach this team the rest of the year.
and 10 is
yes. That's
10. Yeah, 10. Easily.
Yeah, that's a 10 too.
Easily.
Easy 10.
Yes.
10.5.
I agree. De'Aaron Fox will not be available to any team for a trade at the deadline.
10.5.
10.5.
Yep. 10.5.
I'd just say 9. 10. I'll say
but
9.
You're up there too, though. Not as
right. Just because who knows what could happen.
Right.
But yeah, 9.
Okay.
De'Aaron Fox will be an all-star.
Ooh. Probably a 5 on that one.
Yeah, I was gonna go 4.
Oh man, y'all spirits is low. I'm going 7.5.
Tell me why, Jay.
I just was telling the fellas back here. Ja Morant is hurt. Devin Booker has been hurt quite a bit. I think when you really sit down and look at the landscape of the situation, I think Steph probably gets voted in because it's at the Chase Center. But then he's in for sure. Luka's been hurt. He's going to get voted in, but he probably won't play, right? So then you start to look around SGA, Steph, maybe James Harden. Who else are we talking about now? And Edwards, excuse me, and Edwards.
OKC.
And
Edwards.
Yeah.
Right. J-Dub, Jalen Williams.
Over De'Aaron?
When you're the best team in the league or second best team,
thing.
they got to get 2 all-stars.
If the Kings get hot, then he goes up to maybe closer to what Jay's
But what if
thinking.
Domas doesn't get in?
Oh, you think like if one doesn't,
it's like we kind of got to get one representative as well.
That would be great, but I don't think the coaches look at it like that. Do you, Drapes? I don't think they feel like, well, we got to let one of those Sacramento guys.
No, I don't. Not when you're 12th in the conference,
right?
If they get up to top 8, when it's all said and done, yes. But I'm looking at just some of the guards out there, and to Jay's point, you're right. But did you say no to Devin Booker? I'm just saying, what was your reasoning again?
Yeah, I think he's starting to be banged up a little too much.
Okay.
And then you mentioned Luka, and I know he's hurt. We don't know when he's going to be back, but he could. I don't think he's necessarily going to miss that.
No.
Dude, Kyrie might even get in.
Yeah, that's the other one too.
Kyrie might get in. That's a scale. And let's not forget.
So you said a 5, so like 50-50?
Yeah,
that's decent.
Does Houston get any guards in at all?
All-star?
I don't know. I'm just throwing it out. I'm just asking.
It's only Jalen Green, really.
Shingun. Right. Yeah, Jalen Green in the backcourt. Shingun maybe in the front court.
Right.
Because of team success. Yeah, I might go a little higher too.
All right. Kings will be a play-in team this year.
That's a good question. Kings will be a play-in team.
I have to say where it is right now, I'm optimistic, but it's like right now it's like a 3 or a 4.
Really?
Yeah, and I think it can go up. But if we're being honest with where things lay right now, you're
let me look out there. Let me look at it,
right?
Dude, they're going to be a play-in.
You're 2.5 out of 10. That's not good.
Dude, you got 48 games left to go. It's plenty of time, Whitey. Jeez. I was looking at it the other way. Like, they aren't going to be a play-in. They're going to be a top 6 team. I'm looking at it, glass half full, if you will, with my rose-colored glasses on. So I'd say probably, how about at worst a play-in team? I'm going 9.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I think they turn it around.
I'm going to say
at worst
7.
Dang. Okay.
But I'm leaning more towards where you at, Drapes. Yeah.
I hope you're right. Kings will trade for Cam Johnson.
7. I think there's a lot of smoke where that's coming from. And where there's that smoke, I think it makes too much sense too, right? I just worry about the cost and, could we, swallow overpaying for it? But I say, yes, you got to do that.
I will say 6 just because of the reasons that you just mentioned, but I'm right there with you. Jay?
I say 5 for everything. Both of you guys just said, but I need to see it to believe it.
Okay.
Due to the history of this organization.
Yeah. Did you say this organization or disorganization, which has been
THIS,
unfortunately too often
right?
the same thing? Yes. Well, I think you guys answered this one. Kings will finish with a winning record.
Oh, yeah, 10. Because if I'm saying they're going to be top 6 or, definitely playing, you can't be below 500. You can't be 41-4. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. You're in on that, Jay?
Yeah, I'm going.
Kings will finish
10.
with a winning record.
10, and they're going to be
Yeah.
scrapping and
Okay.
fighting for a play-in and playoff spot the rest of the year.
All right. I'm just going lower than 10. I'll just say that. Lower than 10.
Lower than
Where
10.
you at? No. That's a cop out there, Mr.
Lower than
Gleason.
10. This guy,
Lower
I
than
know,
10.
I know.
Oh, it
Don't
sure
let
is.
That could be
It
9 and
absolutely is.
3/4.
They got to win. I think they'd have to go, 27 and 23 the rest of the way to have a winning record.
Is that correct?
I think so. 27 and 23, I think it would be.
No, because they're 4. That would tie. That would be 500.
Yeah, we're
Because they're
15
15
and 19
right now. So they're
Okay, so
4
that's what,
games under.
28 and
28 22.
Yeah. Yep.
Somewhere in there. I'll go 5. I'll go 5. It could happen.
Okay.
Stranger things have happened.
Right. Why not?
Especially if the Cam Johnson comes through.
Right. Exactly.
Or your boy John
Collins.
Yeah. All right. We'll come right back. Got that settled. Come right back.
Where the hell is Brevin Knight?
He just texted me and
know.
said he was getting dressed. He had to do some things. So I told him, how about 5 o'clock? So we're pushing towards 5.
Oh, okay.
We do 5,
All
then we
right,
get
all right.
Coach Christie press conference. We should be cooking.
All right. What we can expect from Devin's debut, and also another strange but true fact discovered by who else but Frankie Cardicelli when we come back to the Golden One Center on Sacktown Sports.
What sets Ashton & Price apart from other injury law firms? I'll tell you. From beginning to end, all important legal decisions are made directly between our clients and their experienced local attorney. A gate agent flying the plane, the receptionist performing surgery, not a chance. There's simply no substitute for the unique power of the direct attorney-client relationship offered by Ashton & Price. And there's never a fee until we win, and between you and me, we win a lot.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Happy New Grill. Whitey here reminding you that not all grills are created equal. Give your family a real treat as we did on Christmas Eve. Bring out all the flavors of the new year with the amazing Napoleon Prestige line of outdoor cookers. Napoleon grills have features other grills can't match. They're built different, built better, built to last. Complete with a lifetime warranty and premium steel that boasts absolute quality. Whitey and Napoleon Grills wish you Happy New Year. Visit Green Acres Nursery today for your best selection of Napoleon grills and accessories.
William is one of millions of Americans who uses GoodRx to save on the cost of their prescriptions.
My oldest daughter, Camilla, 2 days old, she had to have open heart surgery. All of a sudden, she's on 5 different medications. It adds up at the end of the month. Me and the pharmacist got so tight. She said, GoodRx save you a lot of money. Saving that extra $200-300 a month. We're able to do all these extra activities, so it puts less stress on our household, and it puts less stress on our pockets.
Download the free app or visit GoodRx.com and start saving today. GoodRx user compensated for their time. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance.
I don't feel so good.
You do feel hot. Dayquil Kids will take care of that fever.
What about my cough?
Dayquil Kids has that covered.
Will it make my throat feel better?
Yes, that too.
But will it taste good?
Yep, Dayquil Kids comes in your favorite flavor.
Purple?
Well, yes, it's great.
Try new Dayquil Kids Plus Fever, the daytime coughing, aching, sore throat fever just for kids medicine. Safe for kids 6+. Use as directed.
No two people learn the exact same way. So how did Babbel become the award-winning language learning app? We thought of you, all of you. Take Sierra. As a visual learner, she uses Babbel's wordplay videos.
Today I'll share a quick lesson on shopping in French.
Merci beaucoup. Keith is a be in the room with real people kind of learner. So he loves the live online classes with our language experts.
Okay, class. Vos está pronto.
Estamos prontos.
However you learn, Babbel makes it easy. Try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Febreze. So my home is also my office. And before I can focus, every room's gotta be clean. That means tidying up and spraying my Febreze Air Mist. Ooh, that's fresh. Febreze Air Mist scents are all high quality. They fight any weird funk, and they give my air an instant boost of freshness. So not only does my home smell good, I feel good too. After I Febreze, it's time to start my day.
Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
A new Honda? Nice. Well, it was like this. It was a super hot day, so we all stopped for some ice cream. When bam, the AC went out. My dad started sweating and was all, man, I stink. And my brother was like, I hate this car. And my mom was all, I'm dying in here. Then I said, it's time to call Stockton Honda. Then Dad was like, honey, you're right. I knew you were my favorite. And just like that, Stockton Honda to the rescue.
StocktonHonda.com.
Only one radio program captures the excitement of hunting and fishing as it happens. The award-winning California Sportsman with Seth Hendrickson. Only California Sportsman takes you where the action is. Live on the water, live in the blind, and live with the top pros and experts in outdoor sports. California Sportsman with Fishing Hall of Famer Seth Hendrickson is your premier destination for all things outdoors. Seth's Saturday Morning Outdoors. Ultimate Bass and California Sportsman, 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Saturdays on Sacktown Sports 1140.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Thank you, Jay. Jay earlier played that share hit. Do you believe it? And Drapes gave Jay a hard time, so I asked Jay to play a little Gypsies, Tramps, and Thieves. Unfortunately, Jay, Mr. Draper has stepped away.
I see ya, man. You know what? He out there screaming where Brevin Knight. Where Kyle Draper at?
Yeah. He's who's he talking to? He just picked up I think he picked up a rubber duck. There he comes.
A rubber duck.
Listen, Cher is playing right now. Would you just get a rubber duck? Yeah. Oh no, that's not a rubber duck. What you got there, Drapes? Kyle Draper with us there.
This Cher right here?
It's a Cher.
Turn it up.
Jay,
I'm gonna turn it up for
radio gold.
It was two Cher songs in one day.
There's the
And
bridge.
this ain't even I Got You, babe.
Southern style.
This ain't it. This ain't it.
Thank you, Jay.
You've been bad mouth for Cher all day, man.
Cell phone holder. No, because you ain't even playing the right song.
No,
Jay.
you've been bad mouth for
You know-
Cher. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get her on the show.
No, dude, how about this? I got playlists. I got Cher on one of my playlists. I'm not sure I'm the only one here.
So
that
Whitey,
can say that.
you got
Whitey.
Sonny and Cher, right?
Right.
I got Sonny and Cher.
See, that don't even count right there, Whitey. Matter of
Is
fact,
that different? Is that
check his phone right now. Let's see if he's telling the truth
Whitey,
or
I'll
not.
show you right now. Come on, man. Dog, have I ever lied to you once or twice? But most of the time, I'm telling the truth here. Playlist.
Vast
right here.
majority of time, I tell you the truth.
Here you go, right here, Whitey. Playlist, right?
Yeah.
Playlist.
Yeah.
Let me go down, big fella. Let me go down.
Uh-huh.
Let me see. Bam, right there. What that say?
I got you,
Exactly.
babe.
Come on, man.
I got you, babe. I stand corrected. I stand corrected. in love, don't pay the rent.
Oh, I needed one of these cell phone holders.
Okay, I thought
Oh,
you got a
shoot.
rubber ducky or something.
High
Yeah.
flyer here early. He must got something on his mind. He can't hear that early, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so it's a little figure that's a cell phone holder.
In case I want to go lives or something like that on iTunes.
Oh, okay.
Or something like that.
I gotcha.
I might do that right
Yeah.
now, as a matter of fact.
Are you ready for today's fun but strange Frankie fact?
Yeah, what you got?
Cardicelli, SacktownSports.com. Sacramento has been sloppy during its 2-game winning streak, turning the ball over 16 and 17 times. That's not good, right?
No, not good.
That's not good. Interestingly enough, the Kings, when turning the ball over 15 or more times this season, are 6-5. What?
Really?
Yes.
So throw it away more. You might have
Just throw it all over the place. Start kicking it into the stands.
right. No way. No way. That's shocking.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing. Not to poo-poo on Frankie's.
He's just pointing out it's a fact. So
give me the turnovers of the other teams. Are they turning it over 20 times a game during those games? You know, it's all relative, right?
Yeah. You know, that is one thing about the Memphis Grizzlies. They're an excellent team. How do you beat them? They turn the ball over a lot, and they foul a lot.
They foul a lot.
They do. Yes.
And you know we're a great free throw shooting team. So maybe we can take advantage of that.
They're first in pace, I believe. I know you've done some research. They get up and down the floor.
Yep.
They shoot the three ball reasonably well, but they're an excellent offensive team, defensive team. How do you beat them? Well, they turn the ball over a lot and they foul a lot.
Yeah, second worst in the league in turnovers. And here's the thing too, which is so scary about them, Whitey, offensively. And I understand no Ja, so that's a big part that they're missing. But they gash you with points in the paint. They're elite in terms of fast break as well.
Yes.
You know, I'm looking at some of the numbers right here. You know, they're a great rebounding team.
Yes.
Like, it's going to be a tough game. What you doing, High Flyer? All right, you good? We ain't got no empty seat. We got Brevin Knight. We got Brevin Knight about to jump
Nice
on.
enough to join
good?
it.
All right.
Yeah, 12-year NBA veteran, the Grizzlies' outstanding TV analyst, Brevin Knight, with us. Brevin, thanks so much for your time, especially on a game night. I know you came into the league about the time that the Weber and Vlade Kings, came to the fore. What do you remember most about those crowds at the old Arco Arena when you came to Sacramento to play?
Crazy. We were just talking about old Arco because we have some new people that are traveling with our team, and we just told them if you were here, this is totally different than what it was with old Sacramento basketball. Being out at Arco and the fans sitting right on top of you. I always said it was one of the best home court advantages in the association, were how ravenous for basketball the fans were, but also how good the teams were. And so you can only have really good fans if you got a really good team. And so the two went together, and it was once we realized that there was going to be the move, and we all understand times are what they are, but you miss the court. But I tell you, I don't miss the visiting locker room. I don't miss that part of it at all.
Brevin, what's up, man? It's your boy Draper, man. First of all, why you late? First of all, just like y'all Stanford people, man, always late to things. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man, you know better than that.
This is I don't have to be to the arena until what's the 7 o'clock game today? You're happy that I get over there at 5:30.
Hey, man, I'm looking forward to seeing you out here. Let's talk about your squad. No Ja, no Smart, no Santi Aldama, but yet you guys still find a way. Still find a way with all the injuries. Who do you credit that with? Like, why is that? Would you say?
Well, I'm gonna give both Gerald Jenkins, his staff, and give them major credit for being able to empower each one of the guys that they will have an effect on the season, and he coaches everyone in that facet. And so, I said the other night, from Ja Morant down to our two-way players, everyone that goes into practice is expected to practice a certain way, is expected to know, because your number will get called. And for this season, this team, they've been calling everyone's number because they're first or second in games lost to injuries. And so everyone has been, and Taylor, this new style of play has really fit the players well.
Brevin, what do you think this will be like for Anthony Carter tonight, coach with the Grizzlies, watching as his son, Devin, who's on the floor right now, warming up, potentially makes his NBA debut? I mean, what is your best guess of what that must be like for Anthony Carter tonight?
Oh, listen, for those of us that know AC, he's a lot of fun, but he's not going to let you in on too much in terms of feeling situation. It's not what AC deals with, but I know that there will be a lot of joy inside for him. But there'll still be some mixed feelings because the Grizzlies still want to win the basketball game. So there will be the joy to look out there and see if Devin is able to get on the floor, that he'll be able to watch him play. But I don't want you to do too well. I want you to do well, but not too individually maybe, but I don't want your team to do well. So I mean, he'll have a lot of joy, but it'll be some mixed emotion, but it'll mostly just happiness to see that his son has attained his dream and his goal.
Brevin, we'll be obviously watching Devin Carter. We'll also be looking at another rookie, Jalen Wells, local product here. What has he brought to that team? What's he giving you guys?
Jalen has been a revelation because with all of the injuries, and one of the big ones was Vince Williams Jr., who was our big wing defender last season. And so there was a void with him being out. And Jalen stepped into that role perfectly. And not only is he our now the defender that they're going to put on the opposing team's best perimeter player, but he's also done a great job of knocking down perimeter shots, making threes, and then with the way that they are moving within the half-court sets. His cutting to the basket, his movement, the ability to then drive off of movement has been there. I think it's just the confidence at which he plays on a nightly basis. You don't see rookie when you look out there. I always say sometimes with rookies, you start to watch and say, he really doesn't belong out there yet. There hasn't been a moment when we've had to say that about Jalen.
Brevin, I know you've known Drapes a long time. He says he's never told you this, but before you came on, he shared with us that he was a big fan of yours when you played college basketball. He was a big Brevin Knight fan. You know, Drapes is kind of a point guard himself, at least in his own imagination. So I don't know if he's ever told you, but he was a huge fan of yours when you played college.
And hold up, Brevin. I gotta add something. I'm from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I'm an East Coaster, and I was back there cheering on the Stanford Cardinal.
Well, listen, you know what? And a lot of times that's what people think, that I am a California kid. They don't know that I'm a Jersey kid. But once I came out here, I told people it doesn't bother me if you make that mistake. I'm okay to be thought of as an honorary Californian.
Hey, I tell you, and Brevin, I don't know if I told you, one of my best friends is Josh Childress too. So the lineage of Stanford products, man. I've been a big time Stanford fan for 30 years now. Big time. Man,
listen, that goes a long way. Now you're starting to get into where when Stanford was having high draft picks for a long time.
Collins
Josh Childress was
all that.
The Collins twins were good. Then you had Casey Jacobson, the Lopez twins. So it was a nice run for Stanford basketball, and hopefully we'll be talking about it in that way. Kyle Ray's doing a good job. At least we're confident in him. So hopefully we'll talk about it in that way again.
Hey, Brevin, Kings fans think that Domas is a little disrespected and underrated on the national stage, that he should get more love and more credit for what he does. I'm guessing, do fans in Memphis feel similarly about Jaren Jackson Jr., who I know was just named Defensive Player of the Month for December?
But the thing is, I always say is when you are, as we are, small market teams, the popular vote, it's always going to be hard for your teams to be your guys to be in that if they aren't highlight factory guys. The reason why a lot of the people that are in smaller markets will get noticed is because they're highlight, they're ESPN people, they're on your NBA TV, TNT, they're highlight people. And if you have guys who are just solid basketball players, it's harder for the public to vote and see exactly what their worth is. But then you just hope that when it gets down to the picks of the coach or whatever, that they then take into consideration what your player is, what they're doing, and what the effect has been on those wins and losses.
Brevin Knight, thank you very much for your time. We appreciate it. We'll see you out here in a little bit. Don't really want to wish you good luck tonight, but I hope you have a good call. Hope you have a good time.
Nothing wrong with that. I understand totally. I got the same feeling. I'll see y'all in a little while.
All right, Brevin. All right, man.
Yeah. Now, this is first time since I've been back that we've done this. Are we going in a little bit here?
We going to Coach Christie.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to take his press conference.
All right. We're breaking first, Jay?
Yeah.
We'll take a quick timeout. We'll let you know. We'll let you know what Doug Christie has to say. Join his pregame press conference. When we come back, Gold One Center on Sacktown Sports.
Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And when you need more comfort for yourself, try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks vapors. Use as directed. Vapo Stick for use ages 4 and up. Vapo Shower Max used for adults only.
Hello, I'm Frank Cockrell with Retirement Security Centers with a weekly economic update. Santa's thus far failed to provide a rally for investors. Santa Claus rally usually takes place in the last 5 trading days of a given year and into the first 2 trading days of the new year. This time period has seen an average increase of 1.3% compared to 7 normal trading days, which is average 0.3%. With Santa possibly failing to show up this holiday season, what could that mean for the stock market in 2025? Historically, if the period ends up positive, January is positive as well, and the market averages 10.4% return for the whole year. When the market is negative, January tends to end up down, and the whole year averages just 5%. Today's market close could be an important hurdle for investors in 2025. What tends to lead to market corrections? Surprisingly, higher interest rates and inflation fears are more likely to cause corrections when compared to slowing economic growth or rising unemployment. How might this affect you or your family? Please go to frankontheradio.com to schedule an appointment, watch videos, and receive market updates. I'm ready to help you start your journey so you can define your future.
Securities and investment advisory services offered through Osaic FA Incorporated, member FINRA SIPC. Osaic FA is separately owned, and other entities and/or marketing names, products, or services referenced here are independent of Osaic FA.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-838-6161. That's 800-838-6161. 800-838-6161.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Hammer time thrown down by the league. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports, 11.
With this,
hey, y'all bringing me in right with little Tom Brown, funky from Jamaica, Jamaica funk. I like that.
Henry, you and I were on the air the day of the firing.
Yes.
Kind of filling in.
Yeah.
It's the first time the 3 of us have been on together, and we got Devin Carter out here shooting. How excited are you for his debut tonight?
You know what? I want to see him. I want to see him because, I'm not big on college hoops because I'm always just so dialed into the NBA. So I never did get a chance to see this young man play. But, I'm hearing that he's killing down in the G League. He's being very successful down there, but we all know the G League and the big stage are 2 different things.
Right.
It's 2 different things. The one thing I can say about him is that, I'm hearing that he's got good work ethic. He's a student of the game. That comes from being a professional athlete's son.
Yeah.
You got to step ahead when it comes to that. You really understand about working out and the importance and the need because your dad is telling you every day, this is what needs to be done. This is how it's done. This is how it's done. And you grow up seeing that, so you're not really trying to resist against it. But I'll tell you one thing that I do want to see.
What?
I want to see how this young man knocks down this jump shot. He got a little hitch in it.
A little hitch, but it's been working for him.
You know what, though?
It drives me crazy.
Hey, let me tell you, Kevin Martin broke me up from
Right.
Kevin Martin broke me up from that because Kevin had the worst hit you could possibly. I mean, his the way he started it up and everything was bad.
You're right.
He did. I mean,
it started on one side of the body and then it come up.
Bro, but once he got it off, it was money.
Exactly.
So, I'm not going to judge him on that. Like back in the day when I played KD, if your jump shot looked like that, they was definitely changing it.
Yeah, they were changing it.
I don't care if you hit it or not. The only person got away with that was Michael Adams.
Oh, yeah, he had the hitch for sure.
Michael Adams got away with
small,
it.
too.
Hey, Jamal Wilkes got away with it.
Jamal Wilkes. I love Jamal Wilkes.
And, it was cats like that got away with it. But anybody else, you had to change that.
Sean Marion had it, too.
Sean Marion had a little.
Sean
little
Marion.
shot put.
What's the? His never did get better.
Right.
His never did.
You know, Jay's guy LaMelo, when he went to the Hornets, they said, we want to work in this, and he said, "No, I'm good," and they let him go.
Yeah, Lonzo Balls was kind of bad too.
Yes,
and he worked on that.
Yes.
They fixed that.
Yeah. See, they worked on it. But, some cats don't need to, though. I mean, Kevin Martins was terrible, man. I was just like, how did he even get to the league? But I'll tell you what.
But Devin Carter makes it.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. He gets it off, and he makes it, so it really makes no difference.
How are you working him in? Like, where are you finding minutes for him?
Now, you know what? Love my man Doug Christie. Love him to death. And I'm riding with him. He old school. I'm riding with him. But that's going to be hard, bro. We already log jam right there already. We already talking about how could Keon Ellis get more minutes.
Right.
He needs to be on the floor more, right? We know D Fox and Malik starts, and Kevin Huerter right now getting lost in the shuffle. And we still ain't even. McLaughlin's so deep on the bench, he got to write a letter to get in.
Yeah, right.
I mean, and
he got a request like his vacation time.
Exactly.
Fill it out on work day.
Yeah.
He got to fill out a form the same way we got to do to get tickets around here.
That's good stuff.
He got to fill out a form, bro, to get in the game. So it's really, really tight at the guard position. So, when you start talking about meaningful minutes, Doug might be able to sprinkle a couple in here and there, but at the end of the day, too, is that Doug's trying to win games, bro.
Right.
He's trying to win games. He's not in developmental mode.
Especially against the team in conference.
Right.
I know they're shorthanded, but they're playing really well. And this will be a tough challenge for, Doug's new approach and attitude. We want to play with intensity because that's what this team does very well, and they've been doing it longer.
And they're winning.
Yeah.
I mean, their big guns are out, and they still manufacturing wins. So, that lets you know you got a good squad when your big two can be out. Sometimes three can be out, and they still can go into arena and win.
Mm-hmm. How much of what you've seen over the last 3 games is something that, can carry on the last 50 or 49 or whatever it is right now?
One thing that I can say I can look at and say, okay, what's different out there? Because it's the same guys, bro. I mean, come on. We can't throw shade and smoke. It's the exact same dudes. The one thing that I know that's different, because I talked to the cat. Me and DC used to talk basketball every day before the game would start. The only thing that's different is Doug Christie is going to hold you accountable. And it's a different situation when you know a cat is going to hold you accountable. He's going to say, hey, you know what? I'm sorry, but you weren't in the right spot.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm sorry, you didn't block out. Hey, I know it was a mistake, but you were supposed to roll. You were supposed to stun. He's going to let you know, and he's not going to let you say, well, maybe no. That was on you, because Doug Christie was a defensive-minded cat, and he knows the importance about making the right play on defense.
And when you play that zone, you got to bump, Henry. You got to
come on, man. That's like 5th grade right there.
No,
bump and release, bump and release. That's 5th grade right there.
I want to see what you guys think of this. Trying to watch and see, are they doing anything differently? And it's hard. It's only 3 games, so I'm not sure that I'm seeing what I think I'm seeing. But defensively, it seems to me they're not protecting the paint as much. They're not as focused on that. So they're staying attached to the weak side shooters a little more, and offensively maybe a little less DHO and a little more pure dribble drive stuff. You see any of that?
What I see is, and this is the negative side of it. I honestly thought the Sacramento Kings played defense with their hands way too much reaching, too much grabbing.
Okay,
and they were so prone to guys driving to the basket. They would reach in and touch them on the leg, and they'll call a foul, and they get an N1. I'm not opposed to fouling, but if you're gonna foul. Don't let guys get N1s. So stop reaching, move with your body, and I think Doug is starting to implement that a little bit more. So far as you guys can still play aggressive, but slide, keep your chest into it. If you reach and grab, that foul's on you.
Yeah,
that's on you.
Right.
I'm sorry. Everybody in the NBA getting the same calls.
Yeah. What did you make of Doug taking the squad up on the roof to see the beam lit?
Did they ask you up there? Did you go up there?
No,
Mark?
I haven't seen the beam from that angle yet. No.
I mean, a professional, a pro head coach doing that. That's more college, high school, but it's effective, it seems like, with this group.
You have to understand this. Doug is the epitome of a team player.
Not every coach could do that, huh?
No. He is the epitome of a team player. You know, when Doug says he wants the best for you, it's legitimate. It isn't one of those things where, I want you to succeed. No, he really means it, and it's legitimate. So, you know, for all these guys to look at Doug and understand what Doug means to this organization and watch what Doug did to this organization, the respect level is very, very high. You know, Doug has got that walking into the situation. He doesn't have to earn it.
Right.
That respect level is there. So, you know, he's going to have to do something that's just crazy to lose guys.
All right, High Flyer. Yeah, we got game night coming up in a bit. When we come right back, we'll hear some of Doug Christie's pregame press conference. That's up next here with the Drive Guys from the Golden One on.
No, we're going to keep it rolling.
We're going to keep it rolling.
We're going to keep it rolling.
All right, we're going to keep it rolling. I see.
No. Y'all got some more talking
Yeah,
to do.
we got the monitor here. And when Doug sits down, we're going to bring it to you. But we got to get our money's worth out of High Flyer
Hey,
here.
I'm with it,
You
man.
know what I mean?
Hey, y'all brothers know, man. I love both of y'all like stepbrothers. You know that.
Like stepbrothers.
I'm sorry. I didn't
Not
mean to
real
try to throw
brothers.
you out of here. I thought that was a game plan.
Hey, you know,
I'm sorry.
Not blood brothers.
Hey, let me tell you, Kyle might be more of a cousin. You know, just a cousin.
That only come over when you cooking out, right?
Yeah.
When you got the barbecue. Make sure you fix that plate for me. I know that.
Hey,
The
don't
bougie
disrespect
wanna
my
come
guy
over to
Whitey
the
like
picnic.
that. Whitey can't
The
come
bougie
over for
wanna
the
come over to
barbecue.
picnic.
No,
I'm
is
talking
Whitey
about
invited to the barbecue?
Well, Whitey invited, man.
Okay, all right.
You know.
Matter of fact,
Why-
Whitey coming with me.
Huh?
What do I have to bring?
Nothing.
You ain't bringing the what?
No, you gotta sit next to this guy. You gotta sit next to this guy.
Dude, come on, man. I'm fixing a plate to go too.
I know you are, man.
Let me give you my wish list for tonight, real quick.
What's
Tell me
that?
what you think for tonight. One is keep the Grizz off the offensive glass. They're really
Whitey's
good.
wish list. Yeah.
Really good offensive rebounding team.
Yeah, big boys too.
You know, Desmond Bain is averaging 5.9 rebounds a game. Desmond Bain, just under 6 rebounds a game.
You know why?
Why?
Look who's playing in front of him when he first came there. Who's playing in front of him? Dylan Brooks.
Yeah. Yeah.
He learned from Dylan Brooks.
Mm-hmm.
Go to the basket, get those offensive and defensive rebounds. They help out.
Yeah. Zach Edey's averaging almost 4 offensive rebounds per game. We don't know if we'll see him. So that's one. 2, Memphis is a good offensive team, good defense team. They turn the ball over a lot, Henry. Each time they turn it over, it's like a gift from the basketball god. So you got to take advantage, especially in the open floor. When they turn it over, you got to take advantage.
I tell you what, if Zach Edey is on the floor, run, baby, run.
Yeah.
You have to run him. I mean, how many times have we tried to play a half-court offense and go over a 7-footer? Anthony Davis just made us look crazy with that, to where, you know, you got Ruri bodying up on Sabonis and AD is sitting on the side waiting like, all y'all come to the rim. I'm waiting. You're not going to win that way.
Yeah. And then third and finally, I know Doug talked about this. Stop complaining about the officiating. You're 15 and 19. You're not good enough to complain so much about the officiating.
See,
right? Get back to 500, then maybe a little bit.
See, that's what I'm saying, man. A guy like Doug, he gonna give it to you straight. He gonna give it to you straight. You ain't earned anything. You haven't won nothing.
Right.
You haven't done anything to say, I need respect. Bro, you ain't done nothing but give away games.
Yes.
You start winning some games.
There you go. Yes. At least get back to 500.
Yes. No,
Man, that's all words, bro. That's like,
bro, they're all words. They're all
That's
words.
what we do.
I'm saying human nature is complaining to the officials.
They complain
if you
too
feel
much.
like you are wronged, you point it out to the officials.
You know what? Let me tell you this. And we're going to go to a player to where the dude is a mega superstar, but I hate his game.
Why you talking about Luka like
because
that?
all he does is complain.
Why you talking about Luka?
And you know exactly who I'm talking
Why you
about.
talking about Luka like that?
Because he cries and whines.
Right.
I mean, and then to Luka's defense, nobody cried more than Magic Johnson.
Don't be talking bad about Magic.
Nobody cried.
Hey, don't talk bad about Magic Johnson.
I'm going to call Magic the way it is.
Was he really
Oh, Magic cried every time Mr. Layup, bro. And you know, though, and I'm not even talking about an NBA game. See, we used to go hoop with Magic up at UCLA. And Magic,
UCLA runs.
Magic would never lose because he would come up with some old bogus call.
Were you in the game? Maybe you were playing, maybe on the bench when Jerry Reynolds said, the official during the game, he said, "Why don't you just give Magic Johnson the whistle?"
Yeah.
And they teed him up, and Magic said, "I think that's a good idea."
Yeah.
Magic.
Yep. Bro, we playing in Poly Pavilion, man, and Magic pick his team, and then it's the rest of the guys.
Uh-huh.
So we playing, it's 5-5. We go into 6. Magic come down. He does this little whoop-de-doo, rolls the finger roll up. The finger roll goes short. He said, "Hold on, man. Hold on. Wait. We're like, "What you mean, wait? You missed it." He said, "No, man. Somebody fouled me."
He said, somebody fouled me.
Yeah, somebody fouled me. My ball on top.
That's good stuff.
But guys who complain all the time, man, I mean, it really takes what you do out there physically. Because, Luka definitely got the bad call on that.
Yeah.
You got to respect this game, but, bro, shut up.
I think when you played that if you had people who complained, you knew this guy complained, that guy complained. Now it's pretty much everybody complains.
Everybody cries and whines. And, I don't understand it because the game was much more physical when I played. I mean, Rick Mahorn would would level you over into the third row, and the referee look at you and say, "Get up, son." What no crying? Get up.
Uh-huh.
Either you're gonna get up and keep playing, or go sit on the sideline.
He's actually a pretty cool guy, though, isn't he?
Well, Rick?
Oh,
Rick's a great guy.
Yeah.
Most bruisers are. I mean, you can go down the line of old school bruisers that were nice guys. Kevin Willis was a nice guy,
right?
But would lay you out. I mean, but and then you got you had your 3 or 4 guys that you never knew what they was gonna do. Like, of course, Charles Oakley. You don't even look at Charles Oakley wrong. Go on, Oak. All right,
Are people scared of him? They like legitimately. Damn,
man. Really? Let me tell you, it was cats that was so scared of him. Oh, we got Doug coming up.
All right, Doug Christie. We join his pregame press conference live now from the Golden One.
That you don't see all the time in the NBA. They play for 48 minutes. How much is this one of those teams that you can point to when your team is out there and say, maybe there's something here that you guys can take away from a team like this?
Yeah, they're in your face, and that's where we're headed. So, yeah, no doubt. I respect that.
Doug, Devin. Coach, I just want to go back to the other game the other night. You took the team up on the roof. Seemed like there was an inspirational message there. Just, where you get the idea, to take them up there and introduce them to where they're being
interesting. I went with my guy Dip to buy a hat in the team store. And when I left the team store, there was a security, and I like to talk to all the people in the building. So the security guard was like, "Yo, D, man, check this out." And I was like, "What you got, man?" So he brings his phone out, and he's like, "Man, I went on the roof and I saw the beam." And I was looking at it, and I was like, "Yo, that's out of control, man. You see the beam, but you don't see the beam, right?" And I said, "Thank you." We walked away, and I looked at Dip, and I was like, "Listen, man, if we win tonight, we going to the roof." But I had to go through some things and make sure that it was, obviously going to be okay. But special moment for them because, in my opinion, they are the light of the city. So, yeah, it was good. Thank you for the win, obviously. But, yeah, those guys were big time.
Hey, Doug, what's up? Over here.
Where you at?
This guy.
My guy. What up, man?
Belated Happy New Year.
I appreciate you.
In terms of some of the relatively slow starts that we've had of late, any thought to extending De'Aaron's minutes? I saw in the first 2 games, the Lakers, and then whoever it was after that. It looked like we were going to him, and he got engaged early. Any thoughts about that, or whether it's him or something bigger in terms of substitutions?
Yeah, we've tinkered a little bit, but I think really the biggest thing is he sets the tone. He gets downhill, he gets the team out and running, and we're looking to go right away. That's it. I mean, I don't think there's any special recipe to that one. Is trying to make sure that when the ball is thrown up, we are fully engaged and ready to go all gas, no break.
Doug, Devin is available tonight for the first time. Just wondering, kind of what's the plan for him? What are the expectations, and just how intriguing is kind of the skill set he brings in terms of what he can do offensively, and then on the defensive side with the size and the length and all of that.
Yeah, so super fan of Devin. I like he gets at it, and I truly appreciate that. He will play. No I guess my expectation is greatness. I want him to be as great as he thinks that he can be, and put him in a position to do that. But no expectation like pressure, like go and play your game and do what you do, because he's special at what he does. So I'm excited to see it. I'm sure that the fans are, but yeah, he will get in.
Following up on that, Doug, I guess first of a two-part question. Does he have any minutes restriction on him? Do you have to kind of be careful to not let him go, I guess, too hard or too fast?
I don't know what too hard or too fast is. I don't. We'll see, man. I go get at it, man, and then we'll read the game. I think that's really it. He's a heck of a player, and I hope he goes out there and puts all the pressure in the world on me to not take him out of the game.
Yeah, and then the second part of that, I mean, I imagine there's a lot of curiosity about how he fits in and what he can do with so much time off. How do you envision that working rotationally with what you guys have going right now?
Yeah, I think first things first is do the thing that you do. He gets at people, and then from there, let it build. Like, don't try to be anything. Let your game do what it does. You're going to be out there with some really special players, so go ahead and breathe, enjoy the atmosphere, and just get at it. That's really it. And then after that, we can kind of assess where we're at. And I think in the moment, we also assess where we're at. Like, is he playing well? Is he tired? All those things have to come into play. And in that moment, we'll make a call.
So Doug Christie says Devin Carter will play tonight. Interesting, huh? Because he said no pressure, no expectation, but clearly there are a lot of expectations as far as what he's going to bring to the party.
Yeah, I mean, you got to remember, he's a lottery pick, fellas. This ain't no second round or anything like that. When you're a lottery pick, and he was a lottery pick with a shoulder injury that everybody knew. And Whitey, you brought up a point earlier. Who knows? He might have gone higher without the shoulder injury. And so I'm not saying he's going to be a savior or anything, but I'm looking at other rookies around the league playing meaningful minutes. Why can't Devin Carter give us that?
Well, the answer is because you don't know where those minutes are going to come from, right?
You know what I like? I like what Doug Christie said. When he said, is there a minute restriction or is there any type of restriction? I like when a player is on the basketball floor, if you lace up your shoes and you come out there in the uniform, you give me 100.
Yeah. I think the way it was somebody asked him, are you afraid of him going too hard or too fast? And he said, I don't know what that is.
No, because the thing about it is that if you can't give me 100, you might want to stay out a couple more games. I need 100% of everybody that stepped out on that floor. And that goes for all of my players. If you can only give me 50%, KD, don't give me 50%, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Don't give me 50%. You stay out 2 more games so you can give me 100.
Mm-hmm. I liked what he said before he even got into Devin Carter when he was asked about the Grizzlies. We were all just talking about it.
Yeah.
Memphis brings that intensity, and he said, we're all about that. Yeah, they're in your face, and I love it.
And last thing I'm going to say is we got to have some cats to answer some better questions now. Because we ain't heard nothing about, okay, well, on the defensive side, what are we going to do to make this team better? We haven't heard about, okay, speeding things up. Will you be able to speed things up even after you get scored on? I mean, ask Doug questions like that. Don't ask Doug. Some of the questions are like, oh, Happy New Year. Bro.
Just in the questions?
Bro.
Like, Doug, why don't you go down there?
Bro.
You ask them questions.
Bro.
Yeah, you got a credential?
Come on, man. Me and Doug talk on a homie type situation. Because I know what the dude thinking already.
Right.
But I'm saying, come on now.
Did you say one of the questions is Happy New
Year?
Happy New Year. Come on, bro. Come on, man.
So what do you want to know again? What is something like? Give me a question I can ask next time.
The on-ball defense. On-ball defense. Is that a premium or is it more so a team type situation?
Okay.
Because we get beat to the basket way too easy. How about that?
I'm a quote you. I was talking to High Flyer the other day, and
exactly.
Okay.
I sit here and watch the game.
Okay.
Yes.
Hey,
High Flyer, Scott Marsh coming up. Drapes, we'll be watching you on TV tonight.
Yeah, pre and post game tonight.
All right.
Yeah. I'm in halftime.
Yeah, I'll see you. Have a great weekend. We're back with you Monday. Stick around for that game night with Scott Marsh and Henry Turner next on Sacktown Sports.